As always, sure show.
We are live with the SOMO Racing League Capital Auto Repair and Service Truck Series here at Atlanta. Currently in qualifying, my name is Adam Baker. I'm here with Wingnut. How you doing tonight, Wingnut?
I'm doing great. It's a cold day finally.
Yeah, it's pretty cold up here in New York too. So definitely the middle of winter, and
we're in the middle of summer.
Yeah, yeah. So right now we're on board with Seth Hatchell putting down his qualifying lap. We've got a pretty good sized field here tonight. We've got 32 guys registered, and we'll see how many people take times and actually start the race. But a pretty large field for what we're used to seeing here at SOMO.
and about 8 to 9 new drivers to the league. It doesn't mean they're not fully new drivers. Some of them we know very well, like Brad Spidle, but there is a lot of just new guys to the league, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, we saw a few of those rookies last week at Daytona actually, run very strongly and have a few of them in the top 5 at the end of the race. Shane Papala did take the win last week, and he's locked into the chase, which is really great for him. It's probably a weight off his shoulders, going through the rest of the season. Up until that point, he'll be just racing for more wins at that point. So.
Shay's had a lot of bad luck, so it's good to see him get a good win straight off the bat. Hopefully it gives him more momentum going, because he's had some trouble, but it's good to see him finally starting to shine. And so far, the current qualifying leader is Brad Spidle.
Yeah, and Spidle
was... could beat him that lap.
Yeah, Spidle was fast in practice. We also saw Seth Hatchell in the top 10. McConnell was up there as well. A few of the other fast guys that we saw have not put down laps yet. So we'll see what happens as we get closer to finishing up qualifying here, but currently Spidle on the pole with the 31.202.
It's good to see Spidle up the front for once, because normally Spidle's stuck around 3rd and 4th. You can never quite break from those chains, but we'll see if he can actually get past it today. He has a really good qualifying time at the moment. It's about 2/100ths faster than anybody else.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Right now we're on board with Lupe Gonzalez, who's just put his lap time in. He's 4th right now, right behind Timothy Lewis and Seth Hatchell, who are tied for 2nd. So Lupe getting into the wall,
unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think he was going to beat his time, seeing it as that was the 2nd lap of his run. But let's see who else is out there. Jay Felton looks like he's done. Grandy's done. Tyler Pluff is still on track.
We also got Chad Heath on track. He's going for his first lap, I believe. Also a new driver to the series, so wish him some good luck.
Right now we've got a couple rookies. Let's see. A couple rookies in the top 10. 3 rookies, actually. Brad Spidle, Jason McConnell, and Adam Jones.
They're all very good drivers too. They're not obviously they're rookies just to this series. Doesn't mean they're rookies to SOMO or rookies to any other series we broadcast.
Right.
But these guys are really good to watch. I've even driven them a few times. They're really good fun.
Chad Heath puts in his time. He scored 17th right now. Let's see who else. Anybody else out there?
Having a look around for you.
Christopher Zima just rolled to a stop. He is rolling back out. He's going to have to rush around, though. I don't know if he's going to be able to get there in time to get his lap in.
No, I would say if he rushed it, maybe, but I don't think so. He's only got 50 seconds in it, so 30-second lap. Nah, he's not making it. So I believe, without anyone else moving, that is going to be our qualifying times.
I
believe that's on track.
Yeah, we're going to stay on board with Christopher Zima and see if he can get there in time. According to the scoring right now, it shows 15 seconds, and he's coming through 3 and 4, so he will get to the line and at least get 1 lap in.
I don't believe the outlap counts, though, unfortunately.
I think as long as you get to the line before the clock gets down to 0, I think you are able to take another lap. It'll add time. Oh, no, maybe I'm wrong.
Because it kicks the timer over immediately. Get like 3-second gap after. So unless you're like a miracle runner, I don't quite think it's going to work.
They must have changed that. I thought they used to be able to give you more time. But anyways, that's going to conclude qualifying. And looks like Brad Spidle is going to end up the pole sitter tonight. So congrats to Brad there for coming home with the pole. I'll go through the top 10, and then we can
go for it.
Switch it back up. You go top 10, the next 10, and I'll go the final 10. Brad Spidle, it's your pole sitter tonight with the 31.202. So great lap there, Brad, and congrats on the pole. Ryan Gemmel starting 2nd. Timothy Lewis is going to be starting 3rd. Seth Hatchell 4th. Lupe Gonzalez starting 5th. Mike Grandy 6th. Jay Felton 7th. Jason McConnell 8th. Adam Jones 9th. Shane Papala 10th.
Then we got David Game 4th and 11th, Tyler Pluff in 12th, Kurt Davison 13th next to Tom Clayton in 14th, Andrew Melvin 15th and Brent Bridges 16th, Chad Heath 17th with Jeff Sharp in 18th. Then we have Jeff Glockner in 19th and Ron Holford in 20th.
Rolling out 21st is going to be David Neitzel. Jason Anderson is going to be rolling off 22nd. 23rd is Larry Holloway. 24th is Jeremy Watkins. 25th is Mike Eames. 26th, Michael Campbell. 27th is Wesley Gant. 28th is Charles Idell, a rookie. 29th is Rick Christensen, also a rookie. Timothy Zayas, 30th, also a rookie. And let's see, Christopher Zima.
Yep, and then we got Zima in 30th, I think.
Yep.
It's the 31st. The date that the grid's a bit buggered out for me at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, Zima and then Craig Levan.
Craig Levan's going to round out the field.
Oh, it looks like Zima just dropped down, unfortunately, so hopefully he comes back. There's a lot of rookies in the back who didn't take quality laps. Probably a smart thing to do, just try and feel out how the field's going to be. If you're in a new series, not quite sure how everyone's going to be, and going off half-cock is just going to get you killed.
Yeah, Atlanta can definitely be tricky, too. No matter what car you're in, it can get very slick, especially on the long runs.
I'm looking at 40, still see whatever that is for you guys in 3 meters.
Yeah, Wingnut, you're breaking up a bit for me. We're getting sounding a little bit like a robot. So I'm not sure if it's on my end or on yours.
Yours.
Probably mine. All right, they're rolling now. Brad Speidel looks like he's going to take the inside lane. Rolling down the backstretch right now. We're going to take this second to remind you that this race is brought to you by Capital Auto Repair and Service. We want to thank them for coming on board and sponsoring the series. Really appreciate what they're doing for the league. All right, rolling out of turn 4. Brad Speidel is the pole sitter, and these guys have to start on the green flag, and it's out. Brad Speidel gets them going. Ryan Gemmel on the outside. They've got Timothy Lewis and Seth Hatchell right behind them. These guys side by side now through 1 and 2.
Should sound good now.
Yeah, you sound better to me. These guys just got going. They're side by side, basically all the way through the field except for about 3 cars or trucks at the very back. Brad Speidel's got a nose out front.
Yeah, most of the field is still just sitting too wide, but they're starting to simplify a little bit. Looks like Gamble's right in the rear of Brad Speidel. He's not giving up a position yet. He's right in the bumper there. He's actually pushing him at that point. Looks like most of the field is still going to be too wide.
Yeah, right now, Speidel out front, Ryan Gemmel in his tracks, Seth Hatchell jumps into 3rd, and Mike Grandy up to 4th. We saw Grandy run very well last week and get taken out in an incident, so hopefully he comes home with a better finish tonight.
Yeah, it looks like right now, it looks like I think it's Jason McConnell was in 8th. He's now currently fighting for, I believe, 4th or 5th. I think that's actually 5th there. Yeah, he's just taken 5th place away from Timothy Lewis, who's dropped back 2 positions. Behind him, you got Lupe hanging in there.
Those guys side by side. Basically, all the trucks are side by side except for the top 4 and then about the last 10. So we got this big pack in the middle, just side by side racing.
Oh yeah, it looks like now you got Felton on the inside of Lupe Gonzalez trying to get past. Felton was kind of stuck behind this big pack and has nowhere to go.
Yeah, we've got some fast drivers back here, including Felton. Tyler Pluff's back here, Tom Clayton, Andrew Melvin, these guys that we usually see towards the front. Kind of starting in the mid-pack tonight.
Yeah, you can see they're all pretty much fighting each other as we expected, but now there's a lot more cars around them as they do it, so this may turn out to be very interesting in this middle pack here. It looks like we got Timothy Lewis still on the inside of Shea Papala, so he's still hanging on that inside line. Fighting it out for, I believe, that is 6th and 7th.
So these guys side by side.
Looking a little further back, but most of the field has single filed out. There's still little fights going on here and there, but can't quite keep up with all of them.
Yeah, right now Adam Jones and Tom Clayton are side by side. Jay Felton trying to make a move up there. He's getting up to the outside behind Lupe Gonzalez, who's next to Timothy Lewis right now.
Looks like Shea finally managed to break free, and now Lupe's going to try the same thing. If it works for Lupe, you might see Felton dive out as well and try the exact same thing. So the inside line is where Timothy wants to be, but at the same time, it just doesn't quite seem to have the pace he wants.
Yeah, and I didn't get to run any test laps, but did you notice it getting tight on exit at all, Wingnut? I know you took a few laps out there.
Didn't notice anything specific.
Okay.
It just seemed like how the trucks always are. A little tight, then suddenly very loose.
It looks like we've got a battle for the lead. Ryan Gemmel diving to the inside of Brad Speidel.
Yeah, he's going to see if he's got any run on him there. And Speidel's going to go right up to that last line, almost.
Yeah, he was about a foot off the wall on the exit there, and he holds on to the lead for now. Gemmel's still got the nose next to the left rear quarter panel. He gets a good run.
The midline there. Gets a really good line there, actually, for Brad Speidel. Unfortunately, just didn't quite get a good exit. You can now see Gemmel just taking off like a rocket.
Yeah, and Seth Hatchell's reeling him in, too. So we got a three-way battle now for the lead, and Mike Grandy and Jason McConnell aren't far behind.
Oh yeah, the longer this fight goes, the more Hatchell's going to be getting closer and closer, the more everyone else is going to start coming up as well, because these guys are still going fast, but they're not going as fast as everyone around them, so it's going to get real busy real quick up there. So Gemmel better make that pass quick.
He did lead the lap, so that's an extra bonus point for Gemmel. Brad Speidel has led.
He's going to complete the pass.
Yeah, he gets clear coming out of turn 2. Seth Hatchell now looking to the inside.
And they slowed them down quite a bit, so now Hatchell's going to try for that move. And he clears Speidel rather convincingly.
Seth Hatchell's a really good tire saver. We've seen that in the Cup Series and the Xfinity cars here. He doesn't usually run the trucks, but he is going to try and run the full season from what I heard. So he's going to be one of the toughest competitors out there all year.
Little side note as well, from 20th all the way back to, I believe that is 25th, there's a nice little pack fight going on at the moment. It's kind of interesting to watch. Yeah, I think these are pretty much all the guys who started either in the back of the grid or started at without a quali lap. So this is kind of interesting to watch these guys all fight it out. And some people are starting to break away from that. I think David Neitzel is starting to leave them.
Yep, there was a little contact between Jason Anderson and Jeff Glockner coming out of turn 2, and Anderson was able to hold on to it. So good job there. But yeah, these guys racing it up towards the back of the pack, just kind of hanging out for now. And I do think we'll see a pit stop probably in this first stage. And I didn't catch what the stage lengths were, but I'm going to guess they're...
I believe they were 40 and 80.
Okay, 40 and 80. All right.
I believe so, unless I was listening incorrectly, which it is possible. I didn't quite get the confirmation myself.
Yeah, this race is a little bit shorter than what they would usually run here, at least last season. So that would make sense that they'd be a little shorter stages than the
There's a 130-lap race, so we'll have to wait and see. It looks like Gemmel's starting to break away, actually, from Seth Hatchell. I know Hatchell was catching up, but now he's actually starting to drop away a little bit. He lost actually 0.1 of a second there to Gemmel.
Oh, we see Grandy getting loose coming out of turn 2, and Jason McConnell's going to dive to the inside.
The one thing we see with Grandy's got pace and he knows how to use it, but every once in a while he just pushes a little too hard and starts to lose it.
Yeah, he gets real high. Oh, he's in the wall there, yeah.
And we saw McConnell actually having a tiny bit of a slide on the inside line there too, so these tyres are starting to go. So it looks like they're getting a little loose on exit. And you see these cars now flying through. Lupe, Timothy, they're all starting to catch up now as these cars start to slow down.
Yeah, we've got a small pack of about 6 cars here, not too far behind the top 3. And then we've got another 6 cars behind them.
Lupe's going to try and make the pass on Jason McConnell on the inside, right behind him. I think Timothy Lewis is going to try and slot behind Lupe and try and get the position as well. As Grandy's now falling down like a rock. Going to come back down to 9th place now and still dropping.
Yeah, so interesting to see the trucks getting loose. There's been some setup changes and some track changes in this last build of iRacing, and I think they've made the tire model a little bit different for these trucks, because the last race I did, they would get loose on the long run, as we see Seth Hatchell getting a little squirrely coming out of turn 2. Oh, and we see one down to the inside.
Lewis have a moment as well.
Somebody down to the inside there. That's going to be Andrew Melvin, all the way down nearly into the inside wall, but he saved it and keeps it straight. So good job there. I think we're going to see issues coming out of turn 2 and turn 4.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It looks like these cars are starting to get loose, and obviously when they start getting loose, people start trying to drive them a little safer and end up going tight into the wall.
Yep.
Even a noob like me does that all the time. I can't correct it like these guys can. Oh, see a moment for Lupe there as well. Looks like they're starting to get loose on exit. Because Lupe had a moment. I was about to say that Timothy Lewis last lap also had the same thing and had a moment in the exit of turn 4, so they're starting to lose their rear ends a bit. As looks like Lewis gets past Lupe, and looks like Felton's going to try the outside as well.
Timothy Lewis very close to the outside wall on the exit of 4 there, and yeah, Jay Felton's going to try and take over that spot on the outside line. Those guys side by side. Lupe backs out of it, and Jay comes down, able to take the position.
Little mention as well, right behind them, you got Tyler Pluff next to Mike Grandy, and both of them are getting loose. Looks like Grandy went real loose. They had to save it and lost 2 positions on that one.
Yeah, I think that right front damage he has is probably hurting the truck a little bit. If it's loose, he may have made it looser by doing that.
Oh yeah, and we saw Tyler Pluff wiggle on entry to that previous corner, so his cars are definitely real loose here, which is awesome to watch, but also scary to drive.
Yeah, it can be a lot of fun when you're out there, but it's definitely difficult as the run goes on, and we see Seth Hatchell actually take the lead now.
Yeah, I say we missed it. Look at Gemmel, he's starting to wiggle around a bit there.
Yeah, Brad Spidle's right in the mix now too, and then Shane Papala has reeled these guys in. Shane is.
One thing about Shay that we love is that Shay can always do those long distance runs, even on like loose setups. He can always just make a long distance run work.
Yeah, he's very good at pacing himself and having something at the end of the run for sure.
Yeah, and he's got, I think it's either 13 laps or 23 laps. I don't know if it's 30 or 40 for the first stint. And he's already in a pretty good position right behind the front 3 cars. It looks like his car's pretty solid. I'm seeing a little bit of slide there, but compared to everyone around him, he's probably the most solid car on track.
Yeah, we see Andrew Melvin really struggling coming out of turn 2. That's the second time that he's gotten loose on the exit and lost a lot of momentum, and he's back in 13th. We do see Grandy all the way back to 15th after running in the top 5 early. So
yeah, we got a nice little 3-way fight going on as well between Pluff, Jones, and Clayton at the moment. It looks like Pluff's trying, not Pluff, sorry, Jones is trying to take the inside line there. He managed to get past the car behind him, Tom Clayton, and now he actually managed to make momentum to get past Pluff as well.
Yeah, we see Adam Jones getting a little bit loose there on the inside. Adam Jones won the Cadillac race at Pocono last night here in SOMO. Just a fun race, but it's a good showcase of talent there, as those cars can be pretty interesting to drive around an oval. We see Shane Papala going for the pass on Brad Spidle. He's going to clear him going into turn 2. He gets right up behind Ryan Gemmel. Spidle gets a good run on exit, but he's going to stick behind Shane for right now.
And behind them, Felton and McConnell. So there's fights going on everywhere at the moment. As Felton is now inside of McConnell. Tried to pass last corner, but started to slide up and had to try and save it. He's now might actually complete the pass on this corner here.
Yeah, Jay Felton now into the top 5. And he
he's doing pretty well.
He ran very strongly last week as well, so it'd be good to see him get a good finish after what happened to him in one of those incidents.
I don't know if I'm allowed to have favorites. Don't know if I'm allowed to have favorite, but Felton's always been one of mine. He's always got good pace, just had some really bad luck on occasion.
Oh, we see Shane bounce off the wall there. I think it might have just been a little brush, but he lost some momentum, and Brad Spidle looking to the inside now. I don't see any damage on Shane's truck, but definitely not what you want to be doing this early in the race.
I think the damage there would probably be more psychological than actually physical to the car. I think the car looks perfectly fine.
Right.
But it's always a bad feeling when you've tapped the wall. You're like, oh, bugger. There's still fighting going on further back with Tom Clayton and Chad Heath. And behind them, Andrew Melvin is coming like a rocket ship and almost ran straight into the rear of Heath. Oh, and Heath gets almost a bit of a moment there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Melvin can try the outside here, and it's just Heath is way too high for him. He's almost going to push Melvin wide.
Yeah, I think Heath got in a little bit too hot there, and Melvin just had to back out of it to give him some space. But he's able to hold on to that quarter panel, and he's going to try and make the pass, I think, coming through 1 and 2. So Melvin,
a little bit of drive from the car ahead too, so it might give him enough to drag him forward. But Heath is really running Melvin out wide there.
Yeah,
really taking up all the track for himself.
I think what's going on with these trucks is they're getting loose or tight on entry, and they're getting really loose on exit. Yeah. And I think as the run goes on, that just gets worse and worse.
Oh no! It looks like Melvin actually gave Heath a bit of a shunt there. Didn't spin him, but had to kind of pull off a little bit from taking him out.
Yeah, we've got a big pack now grouping up here.
And we have a yellow.
Caution's out.
Am I attempting to find it? Oh, it's David Gainsforth. Oh, he had a moment with the 11 car of Charles Adele.
And we are under caution, so we're going to go back. Let's see.
It's like Gainsforth was just trying to keep his car going. He didn't have any pace at all, and Adele went on the outside and just got a little too close, and that was it.
Yeah, it looks like Gainsforth got tight on exit and just kind of came up into Idell, who got some pretty heavy damage from that. But Gainsforth took the brunt of the impact and was facing backwards in the tri-oval, so he's going to struggle to get that all fixed and get that truck back up to speed if he keeps going. So we'll see what he does, if he can recover it all.
Well, these are two sets of good news for him here. A, it's a big track, and B, you're in the first stage. It's not going to matter too much as long as you don't get a lap down.
Right. We're only on lap 24. We still got a long ways to go.
Oh yeah, so at least if you're going to get damaged, it's probably better to get it at the start rather than at the finish. Now, I'm willing to bet everyone's going to take 4 tires, every single person. But there may be someone who thinks they can do the right sides, I think. Maybe.
Well, if the stage is only 30 laps, we may see some pit strategy here. Just because there's not much time left in the stage. And it looks like everybody's going to come down. Yeah, I don't think anyone would want to stay out.
I agree there. If you're the one guy that stayed out, you're just doomed to be attacked by everyone on the first lap. But I'm very curious to see if anyone, absolutely anyone, even attempts the right side only. I don't think they will, but we've always seen a few madmen in the pack. I know in the 30 car missed his stall, and looks like the 4 car missed his stall as well.
Timothy Lewis having to back up there.
Looks like quite a few guys are missing their stall. Their tires are just cooked.
Something must have happened to Grandy as well, because he was at the end of the line, basically, coming into pit road, so he might have had some issues. Ryan Gemmel's first off, Seth Hatchell's second, Shane Papala comes out third, Jay Felton fourth, Brad Speitel fifth.
Oh, like a bit messy there on exit, but it looks like everyone's going to be sorted out. And Gemmel's going to be the big winner there for sure.
Yeah.
He's going to be back ahead of Seth Hatchell.
So
and
good.
With Shea Papala knocking on his door.
Good pit stop there for the number 6, 14.3 second stop. So great job by his pit crew to get him back out front. And
another big winner as well is Lupe Gonzalez. He came in 8th, and he's going to come out, I believe, in 6th. Yeah, he's going to come out in either 6th or 5th. I can't see which one it is. I think it's 6th.
Yeah, he had a fast pit stop too, a 14-second flat stop, which is actually the fastest of anybody out there. So great job by his pit crew.
Oh, I can tell you why. I believe he did it.
2 tires?
No, he did take lefts as well. Just apparently the left sides were really quick. Wow. He took a 3-tire strategy? That doesn't work. It doesn't exist. It seemed like it did, dude. That's how fast that was.
Well, you used to be able to select individual tires, I think, but yeah, they got rid of that feature pretty quickly.
Everyone taking front rights only.
Yeah.
This is the only tire I need. I'm now driving a unicycle.
That is usually the one that wears out the first, so maybe if you were trying to make a lot of time up on pit road, that would be one strategy, but it's not even a possibility anymore in iRacing. But one thing we forgot to go over was the weather. We've actually got a pretty high ambient temperature, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Track temp is 107, so it's got to be slick out there. And I think what might be happening is they may not actually be tight, but they're just sliding the entry.
Heat
not a lot of grip.
A bit more.
Yeah, just not a lot of grip in those tires. Pretty slick out there.
Definitely, like the temperature is not helping at all, and the problem is like you're not really trying to push it, but in pushing it a little too much, the tires get hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, and suddenly you're pushing more and more, just trying to get the same pace.
Right.
You gotta play it real calm and careful.
So I think they're probably gonna start doubling up here. It's actually a pretty short caution. Yep, Seth Hatchell now lining up on the outside of Ryan Gemmel. These two are teammates, and lights are off on the pace car. So we're going to have, I believe, a 3-lap shootout or 2-lap shootout to the end of the stage.
Alternatively, a 13-lap stage. I
Yes.
don't know which one it is.
Oh, yeah. You said lap 40. Right.
I think it's 40 and 80. I'm 95% sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
It is.
So
Sorry,
13.
I found it. It is 40 and 80. I found it.
Perfect.
Sorry about that. That was me being rather incompetent.
No, I don't know why my math was off there. I was thinking 30, but
it's all good.
Probably let you
it
get
does
them.
mean we're past halfway for the first stage, which means these guys probably won't definitely pit before, unless there's only caution.
Right.
So they know they can make it this far.
So just the
see
one
how
caution.
that will affect the second one.
Yeah, just
yeah,
the
no,
one.
that's surprising.
Yeah, with how slick it is out there and how loose people were getting. Ryan Gemmel has led 10 laps out of the 27 so far. So
the other part as well is how they've not been aggressive, but they have been fighting a lot. So it's amazing to see people on such a loose track right now, in these cars, and still managing to fight it out without essentially killing each other.
Yes.
We've seen some real good passes.
How about you get get him going here, Wingnut.
Yeah, they got a green flag. And it looks like the Felipe Gonzalez got a really good run there. Gemmell kind of was half asleep by the looks of it. Seth Hatchell still sitting on the outside. We've got Shea Papala right on the rear bumper of Gemmell, almost pushing him around the oval. Yeah,
so Shane with a great restart. That's one thing that we've noticed from him in all the different series here in SOMO is he's an excellent restarter. Just always seems to get through the gears really, really well, and he's made some strong moves on restarts before. And right now he looked to the outside of Gemmell. Gemmel's going to hold on to the spot through 3 and 4.
Yeah, Gemmell's playing really well. He's sitting right in the middle of the track. He's not really blocking any. Whoa!
Shane going for for the pass in the grass, and he's going to get to the inside of Gemmell.
Oh, we have a crash further back.
I saw something happening. Oh, the 30 of Jason McConnell down on the apron. He's got the foot to the floor trying to get it turned around. And he does, and no caution.
No caution there.
Yeah, he's down on the apron, out of the way. So good job by him to keep it off the racing surface. And we see Shane Papala actually losing quite a bit of ground now, racing side by side with Seth Hatchell.
You fail an attack and suddenly you're falling behind to the next guy. You got to make it work the first time. And I think that moment on the grass might have cost him a bit of speed.
Yeah, he had the inside line. I don't know what happened going through 1 and 2 since we jumped back with the spinning there.
I will say, obviously the inside line's probably going to be a bit faster, but knowing what we know about how the track is right now, you don't want to be down there for long. You do not want to be down on that tight part of the track.
Yeah, Jay
You'll burn up
Felton
your tires in moments.
Right behind them, looking for an opening, and Shane Papala is going to clear Seth Hatchell, and Seth's going to try the crossover move, but doesn't get the nose in there.
Well, he's going to have to make sure he does it right the first time, otherwise he might get attacked by Felton, and Felton's got Brad Spada right behind him, and then Lupe right behind him, so these guys are all raring to go.
Yeah, pretty much everybody lined up through the top 8 or so, and then we see Tyler Pluff hanging on the outside, and we see Shane get into the wall. He's going to lose a lot of ground because of that. He's going to drop to, right now, 7th place, but he's going to lose more spots if he's not careful. Timothy Lewis now on the inside of him.
Yeah, it looks like Andrew Melvin's trying to go a little wider there. I wonder if he's trying to save tires, perhaps, or he's just his preferred line. And look at that car behind Melvin flying through, that blue and white one. Let me just find who that is.
Yeah, great run. That is
Tom Clayton.
Oh, yeah. Clayton gets a good run.
Wait, is it Clayton? Hold on, let me double check.
Andrew Melvin's in the 88.
Sorry, it's Melvin.
Yep. And both those guys get a good run, though, and looks like Clayton jumps to the outside, looking for an opening, trying to get some momentum off the turn. And
Melvin had a monster run back there. I don't know quite how he got that, but he just flew through like 2 or 3 different cars and was right behind Pluff for a moment there.
Yeah, in the opening run of the race, it looked like he...
Oh, hello, we have a pass for second.
Yep, Jay Felton now taking over 2nd place. Seth Hatchell dropping to 3rd. Brad Spidle's all over him. And then we've got Lupe Gonzalez and Adam Jones nose to tail right behind them.
Lupe's starting to wait. I think Lupe's gotten where he wants to be now. He's just started to wait. I haven't seen him attempt to attack Spidle in any way. He's just kind of got up there and just seemed to relax a little bit.
It's like,
well, I say that. He goes tight there, but I think he's starting to wait now. I think he's waiting for his moment. He's not here for the stage win. He's here for the actual win.
Yep, Lupe is really good on the long runs. We've seen that the last 2 years in this series with him actually taking the championship last year.
2 wide, 2 deep further back, by the way. Between Pluff, Lewis, Clayton, and Melvin. Sorry to cut in there.
Oh, you're good. Yep, side by side right now is Pluff and Lewis. Tom Clayton and Andrew Melvin still side by side. They've been like this for at least 2 or 3 laps. We're on lap 35 right now, so the stage is either coming up in 5 laps or 10 laps, and Ryan Gemmell is still the leader. But Jay Felton is all over him, and he's going for a pass on the inside.
And now you see Spider waking up as well. Spider's going to try and go on the inside of Seth Hatchell here. He's going to try and go for a twofer, I think, if he can get past Hatchell. He's going to try and sit behind Felton. If Felton gets past the leader, he's going to get past the leader too, he hopes.
Gemmell with a good run coming out of turn 4, and he's going to get back in front of Jay Felton. Seth Hatchell now side by side with Jay Felton.
It's all starting to wake up here now. As you see, even Lupe's starting to get in here. They're all trying to pitch their horse to a certain winning race. And Gemmell's gone again. Like, Gemmell's managed to gain distance and just leave. Look at that.
Yeah, I think when you're the leader, if he's holding the outside line right now, and it was really hard for Jay Felton to get any kind of momentum coming out of the turn. And Seth Hatchell...
Gemmell now taking the preferred line. He's starting the outside, going to the white line, and going back out again. He's getting the preferred line, gaining time in these guys as they fight side by side. This is perfect for him. He only needs to hold for 3 laps and he's going to win the stage.
Yeah, so Ryan Gemmell showing some strength here early, 20 laps led. Really good run by him, and we've seen him run well at this track before. As he gets a little bit loose coming out of turn 2.
You got Lupe attacking Brad Spider now further back. Looks like Lupe's going to try and go for 4th place here. Stuck his nose in the inside. He's only just at the rear quarterfinal, almost touched him, but kept it right down to the white line. I don't think he's going to have the pace on the exit there, so it looks like Spider might be able to hold this.
Yep, Spider clears him. And now Adam Jones trying to get on the outside of Lupe. But Lupe cuts him off.
Was right on the rear of Gemmell for a moment there. He had to go wide. Looks like Felton might try and stick his nose in again.
Yeah, we see Seth Hatchell working the outside line, getting a really good run coming out of turn 2. And he's all over Ryan Gemmell's bumper.
I gotta say, Gemmell's doing that most hated of defensive strategies. Just taking the right line and keep driving.
We're looking back from Ryan Gemmell's rear end.
Felton was almost pushing the bumper of Hatchell there as he went past him to the outside. Pretty much almost spun Hatchell almost, but kept it nice and clean. That was amazing driving.
We're on the 1 to go to the stage finish, and we're going to ride on board with Jay Felton with his helmet cam to see what happens coming to the line here. Right now, Ryan Gemmell currently in the lead. Seth Hatchell looks to the outside.
Gonna try it again. Looks like Spider's gonna try the outside of Felton as well. So the outside line isn't quite working.
We've jumped on board now with Seth Hatchell.
Gemmell defend it.
Yeah, but Gemmell's gonna be able to get to the line first. Caution is out, and that's the stage. Yeah.
Masterful defense from Gemmell there, I gotta say.
Yeah, great job by Ryan.
He didn't block. He didn't change his line. He just took the racing line, just kept going, and let the guys behind fight it out.
Yep. So Ryan Gemmell's gonna come away with the stage win. Seth Hatchell's gonna come home 2nd. Jay Felton 3rd. Brad Spital 4th. Lupe Gonzalez 5th. Adam Jones 6th. Tom Clayton 7th. Tyler Pluff 8th. Andrew Melvin in 9th. And Timothy Lewis rounding out the final of the top 10 in the stage.
There's some of the guys in the part of that top 10 moved rather far forward. Clayton started 14th, now in 7th. Then you have Andrew Melvin started 15th, came in 9th. We saw him in the middle of that stick just charge forward, like really fast, like 3 positions in a single corner.
Yeah, so great job by those drivers to be in position to get points at the end of that stage. I'm still having issues with your audio there, Wingnut. It sounds like, I don't know if it's internet connection or what's going on exactly, but I think we'll cut to commercial here in just a second, and hopefully we can get it all figured out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we will be right back after this commercial break.
There is just one company that manufactures tool presetters in the United States. Omega Tool Measuring Machines has been producing world-class tool presetters for the metal cutting, metal grinding, stone grinding, and glass grinding industries in Rochester, New York for more than 30 years. Omega began as a division of Parlec, a manufacturer of tool holders founded in 1948. In 2017, the presetter line was renamed, forming Omega Tool Measuring Machines. Today, Omega's machines are engineered, manufactured, and assembled in-house right here in the United States to meet the highest precision standards in the industry. Omega presetters are accurate down to the micron, ensuring that our customers are able to machine their products to the exacting specifications that their industries demand, all while saving time by eliminating the need to touch off tools in expensive machining centers. No tool measuring machine on the market is easier to use, and Omega's products are run using intuitive, custom software written by our in-house team.
We're proud to say we manufacture everything in the United States. All of our research and development is done within this building, all of our software development, hardware development. We're also proud to say we work with local vendors, suppliers, local foundries. By controlling everything that we do in-house and with local suppliers, our turnaround time could be measured in hours, maybe just a couple of days, not weeks and months. So the culture that we've developed has really helped us to bring together designs, bring together functionality, and bring together equipment and service that to us does set us apart from everybody else.
Omega's commitment to customers doesn't end with the sale. We offer technical support for the life of the product, along with available calibration and preventative maintenance programs. Thousands of our presetters are in service today. Omega Tool Measuring Machines, the final word in presetting. Call us or visit omegatmm.com today.
We are back. These guys on the 1 to go. Now going to start the second stage. Ryan Gemmel is the leader. He made it out of the pits there first. Seth Hatchell is second. Brad Speitel third. Tyler Pluff fourth. And Lupe Gonzalez in fifth. So a lot of the same characters up front. It looks like.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jay Felton dropped back to 8th from that pit stop. He dropped like 4 positions. I'm not quite sure what happened there. He had a pretty good pit stop, but just dropped a load of positions.
Yeah, he was making his way towards the front there at the end of that stage.
That's something crazy. Tyler Pluff gained a bunch of positions as well.
Yeah,
he's now in 4th position.
He had a great stop. Him and Timothy Lewis both with sub 14-second stops, so great job there. These guys are rolling out of turn 4, and pace car is in, just waiting on the green flag. And there it is. Green flag is out. Ryan Gemmel gets him going. Seth Hatchell on the outside.
Pretty even start for both of them for sure. No one's really breaking away there.
And Brad Speitel right on the tail of Ryan Gemmel. But Gemmel's going to get out front, and we'll see if he slides up here coming out of turn 2. He does slide up in front of Hatchell.
And Speitel's going to try second place on Hatchell. He's going on the inside there. He's making good track position there, slowly getting further forward, almost sliding up into Hatchell, but gives him a little bit of room.
These guys still
behind him,
side.
You still have Lupe alongside Tyler Pluff right behind him. And it looks like Speitel's going to complete the pass. They're pushing Hatchell almost against the wall. Also, Hatchell's getting pace and next. He may be able to make a re-attack in the next corner. As we also see Lupe Gonzalez get past Tyler Pluff right behind them.
This is a pretty cool view looking back down the back straightaway, just to see all those trucks coming out of turn 2, all 24 of them. And we did start with, it looks like 29 people took the green flag, but we have 24 still in the race as far as I can tell. So pretty good sized field here. I
believe we have 27 still going.
Oh, 27?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Eames, Mike Eames and a couple other guys were jumping in and out connection-wise. We
see Lupe Gonzalez trying to go on the inside of Seth Hatchell, so Lupe's going to try and make a move for 3rd early in this second stint. Was he going to try and get some track position for either the final stage, or are you going to try and make a track position for this stage? He's starting to move. And then meanwhile behind us, we still have 2 wide, 2 deep going on. The 41, the 4, the 46, and the 40. Of course, they've all got 4s in their number, of course, just to make things extra confusing.
And we're looking back there. It looks like we've got a few guys side by side still. Brent Bridgers and it looks like Adam Jones currently side by side.
Bridgers goes way wide. Drops a lot of pace. Now he's going to get trained by the 46 of Adam Jones, then followed up by the 73. No, hold on, it's 66.
Yep, Tom Clayton's on the inside there. 73 of Jeff Sharp. He's trying to get in there, but Bridgers doing a good job holding on the outside. It's very close to the wall.
Scrapes the wall there, yeah. That was real close. Unfortunately, it's like Clayton also lost pretty badly in that pit stop as he's back in 12th again. He managed to push his way in the top 10. Now he's back into 12th. So Something must happen for him, unfortunately. Which people just had some amazing pit stops that kind of ruined him.
Seth Hatchell is way out front. I don't know if you're looking at the leaders right now, but he's nearly a second out front.
Wow. And meanwhile, Shaper Parler was back in 19th. He had to get his damage repaired there. So Shay did give up a lot of positions there. No, it's not Seth Hatchell in the lead. It's Ryan Gemmell in the lead.
Yes, yeah. Ryan is way out front. Seth Hatchell is nearly a second back. Yeah, so Shane, it looks like his damage is fixed. It's kind of hard to tell from here. Let's go to the rear view. Yeah, he's got a little bit on that right front still, but it's not too bad. It shouldn't hurt him too bad. Maybe just in the beginning of the run, he might actually gain a bit of speed as the run goes on, though.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, Ryan Gemmell has had some amazing laps compared to everybody else. He actually did one of his fastest laps of the entire race. I think he actually beat his own qualifying time with that. Yeah, he beat his qualifying time as well.
Yeah, so Ryan definitely looks like the guy to beat so far in tonight's race. 34 laps led out of the 50 that have been run.
And we see Lupe and Gonzalez trying to fight Seth Hatchell, which is slowing Hatchell down. I think that's how Gemmell got away. Is that Hatchell's been constantly under attack by Lupe, trying to make up to that second place position. And meanwhile, behind them, you've got Tyler Clough. Now, you can't see what happened to Brad Sparrow, but Sparrow's now back in 6th. He got passed by Melvin and by Plough. He's now under attack by Jay Felton.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a little bit of right front damage on that truck. Not too much.
One mistake, that's all it takes.
You can see his tire through the fender as he goes through the turn, though, so that's definitely going to hurt him. Still holding on to a top 10 spot for now, but we'll see how it develops on the long run. We see Tom Clayton get shuffled back on the outside.
He's fighting forward. He's trying to keep going forward there. He managed to defend from number 4 there, but he's fortunately, I think he's fallen back a little bit again. Either way, he's right behind Adam Jones and Kurt Davison, who are currently fighting out in front of him, just blocking the entire road.
Yep, so Clayton is actually back into the top 10. The 46 and 41 right next to each other, inches apart, and we've got a caution.
We have a yellow. Whereabouts was this? I actually can't find it. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, I lost it again.
Is it Gemmell?
Jeff Glockner.
Oh, Glockner.
Glockner had a bit of an incident with, I believe that's Timothy Zayas. Is it? Yes, it's Timothy Zayas.
Oh, I saw the 11 spinning in turns 1 and 2 as we're under caution. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, we are under caution, so let's go back and check out the replay, see what happened.
Yep, it was Timothy Zayas and Jeff Glockner. It looks like, I'm not quite sure, Glockner kind of like slightly tapped Zayas on the exit of that corner. I don't think he did it on purpose, but it almost looked like Zayas turned him. Like, I think he was just trying to slot back into line, but just misjudged it and just sent him around.
I'm not able to check out the incident. It looks like something happened to Ryan Gemmell, though. He's not. Oh, he is being scored as the leader. For some reason, he was scored at the bottom of my scoring board, but he does come in as the leader. So all kinds of things going on with the connection, it looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe on my end.
Technical difficulties are technical difficulties. Nothing you can really do about it.
So let's see who comes out of the pits first. Gemmell's going to get shuffled back. It looks like Lupe is going to actually come out first.
Yeah, Lupe manages to slide just ahead of everybody else and take that position. Lupe's now going to start as your leader.
Yeah, Gemmell with a 17.2 second stop, so lost a lot of track position there, but he's shown that he's very fast and can make it back up to the front. He's going to be 7th after the pit cycle, but yes, Lupe Gonzalez in the lead. So great job by his pit crew once again. He's had 3 stops, I think, of 14 seconds or 14.1 or less, so that's really impressive by that team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we see the 11 truck coming to pit road now. So we saw him spin under caution. Not sure what happened, if he just locked the brakes up, catching up to the field, but he's got heavy damage on that truck.
Mistakes happen. Occasionally there are technical difficulties. Yeah, let's see, looks like Felton's now back in 5th and Tyler Plough right ahead of him. And Melvin's been pushing through the field rather fast. He started 15th, he's now in 6th. And he's got pace. He's showing he's not just, getting through a mistake. He's been fighting his way through the pack. So I expect to see him trying to fight with Jay Felton to try to get further up there. But then again, he's got to be careful because he's now got Ryan Gemmell right behind him as well, who's been the fastest guy on track. So this is going to be interesting, seeing one guy attack one person while being attacked by another.
Yeah, Gemmell with 38 laps led. Just going to try and make it back up there. Lupe Gonzalez is now the leader, though, with 1 lap led. He started in 5th, and he's, after all those good pit stops and running clean so far, he's made his way to the front. And we usually don't see Lupe at the front this early in a race, but it's a bad sign for everybody else when he gets up there.
Yeah, we'll see if Seth Hatchell has anything for him for sure. And we'll have to see if Ryan Gemmell was a lightning there, if he can do it again. He has a lot of constant pace, so I don't think it's a lucky straw. I think he's going to do it again with us, but we'll see if that works in the pack now. Unfortunately, it looks like Tom Clayton is once again outside the top 10. I just wanted to note that because he got in the top 10 again, and then back in the pits, going back into 11th again. So he's not getting good luck in those pit stops.
He will restart on the inside, though, so that's going to help him because the outside lane is not where you want to be on a restart.
Oh yeah, you always want to be the shortest track length on the first lap while everyone gets up to speed. It looks like we have, I believe that is 23 laps on this stage.
Yep, currently on lap 57. We have 74 laps remaining, but yeah, 23 laps to go in this stage. 4 lead changes and 3 total cautions at this point in the race. So not too bad by these guys. We had a good green flag run, you know, to begin this stage. Basically 20 lap runs or so each time. So.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, like, considering what the track feels like, I was doing that practice earlier. The car was slick, but I thought that was normal. But apparently this is rather slick right now because everyone's having issues. Yeah,
as the trucks race out there, it's just going to get hotter and hotter. And I believe the weather is still about the same. Actually, track temp is dropping, so it's down 5 degrees from where it was before.
Yeah, it's currently 5:30 in the sim, 5:30 p.m., so it will start to slowly drop, I believe. So we may see the track temp come down. These cars start to come a bit more to life without having so many slides, but it's still pretty warm.
The pace car is
Lupe's
in.
going to start this restart, and it's green. And that inside line got really compressed there as Lupe took a little while to get off the line. Brad had to kind of let off a little bit there. But Lupe's still going to get past Seth Hatchell on the outside.
Yeah, Seth Hatchell actually led the lap, and he's going to lose a lot of momentum because he is on that outside line, and he's side by side with Brad Speidel at the moment. These guys all stacked up. Mike Grandy making a move farther back. Also Timothy Lewis. Those guys moving to the inside line, which is a smart move. Ryan Gemmell.
Hatchell's going to secure second place, and meanwhile Spartle's still fighting out with Tyler Pluff on the next row.
Ryan Gemmell and Andrew Melvin were side by side there for a second. Gemmell trying to make his way back towards the front. Yeah, Speidel.
Gemmell got nowhere to go.
Speidel and Pluff side by side, very tight on the exit of turn 2, almost contact there.
Meanwhile, right behind them, we got Andrew Melvin, we've got Jake Felton, we've got Ryan Gemmell, 3 fast drivers trying to get past this little fight ahead of them, but these fights just slowing them all down.
Yeah, we'll see what Gemmell can do.
Actually compressing most of the field right now. Most of the field is still stuck together because of this.
We'll see what Gemmell can do to get back to the front. Melvin has been fast. He looks like he struggled on the early run, but ever since then he's been making his way towards the front as he makes a move now on the inside of Brad Speidel.
And Gemmell's got pace but nowhere to go with it. Look at that. He has to let off the accelerator right behind Speidel. And it looks like Melvin's going to complete the pass on the inside. Melvin's got a lot of pace right now. He's just flying through the field like they're not even moving. You see Gemmell almost thinking about going 3 wide there.
Yeah, that'd be a dangerous move.
Speidle's just kind of blocking him off. He's got nowhere really to go.
Yeah, he's pushing him right now into turn 1. This guy is very close to each other. Brad Speidel way up the track now, 3 wide.
Yeah, I think Gemmell, intentionally or not, pushed Speidel a little wide there and took the position for himself. And now he's fighting out with Jay Felton on his inside.
Yeah, Speidel dropping way back, now outside the top 10.
Ouch. Yeah, this top 10 field right now is really compressed together. If you make one mistake, you drop a lot of positions. As we see, Andrew Melvin, now separated from this fight, is breaking free and he's going forward.
Yep. Gaining ground right now on Tyler Pluff. And Gemmell, yep, side by side with Felton, but he clears him.
Clears him rather convincingly there too. Now you see right behind Felton, you've got Kurt Davison, Adam Jones fighting it out as well.
Yeah, I think there's
door-to-door there.
I think there's still a little give and take going on right now, and we know Jay Felton's a pretty courteous driver, and he knows there's a long ways to go. So I I think he knows Ryan's fast, and he'll just let him go for right now. Yeah, Kurt Davidson on the outside.
Those guys are still fighting out behind him, which is awesome to watch. They're just still going at it. Right behind them, we see more cars starting to go side by side. The 30 and the 80 of Jason McConnell and Chad Heath are fighting out door to door as well.
Yeah, we saw 3
like
wide.
Goes into the wall.
Oh,
and he turns a 30. Loses control and spins the 30 out. Oh, there's more crashes going on as people are trying to avoid the.
Yeah, Larry Holloway, Brad Speidel gets a little damage. Wow, so an incident on the backstretch taking out a few guys. Let's go back to the replay for that. We're going to ride on board with Larry Holloway if we can get on board with him.
Yeah, the main instance started with Chad Heath up there and the 30 of Jason McConnell.
So we see these guys getting together, yep, and then Larry Holloway clears it, gets turned, and then up into the 80. And he gets hit by Brad Speidel as well, so...
Yeah.
Speidel,
so Chad Heath hit the outside wall on the exit there, and when he was trying to get off the wall and save it, unfortunately he turned straight into Jason McConnell and just took him out, and then everything started from there. Scrambled, everyone tries to avoid the incident.
Let's get another view of this, see what happens. Yep, Chad Heath bounced off the wall into the 30, yep. Everybody scrambling, diving to the apron. 30 rolls back down the track, and Larry Holloway actually phased through the 80 truck of Chad Heath, so...
Someone call Ghostbusters.
Yeah, they're kind of lucky, actually, because that could have been a lot worse if they hadn't phased through each other. We'll see if anybody tries to pull some strategy, as that wasn't really a long run. I think that was about 8 laps, so... We'll see if anybody tries to pull anything.
I'm not quite. I think someone did, yeah.
See a couple trucks coming out early.
Oh wow! I see Seth Hatchell going in like the bat out of hell, just lighting them tires up.
Ryan Gemmel up into 4th now. Seth Hatchell comes out 3rd, and Lupe Gonzalez still the leader.
Interestingly, Tyler Pluff got 2nd place there. He got a really good stop, and Seth Hatchell just kind of lit his tires up like a monster on the exit and lost a bit of time there.
Yeah, Pluff with a 14.5, which was pretty good. Gemmel with a 14.1, so his crew helping him out, trying to get him back up to the front. I think what we're going to do is actually kind of go through the top 10 and see where people started and how they've been running, because we're going to have a little bit of a break right here. So Lupe Gonzalez is currently the leader after that pit cycle. Started 5th, he's led 9 laps. So good job to move to the front so early. Tyler Pluff started 12th, is currently up to 2nd, so he's made his way through the field as well. Seth Hatchell started 4th, currently 3rd. He's led 11 laps, so been at the front for most of the night. Ryan Gemmel started 2nd, currently running 4th after leading 38 laps and trying to make his way now back to the front. Andrew Melvin started back in 15th and is currently up to 5th, and we saw him struggle in the first stage, getting loose a few times, but ever since then he's really charged his way towards the front.
Interesting note as well, him and Pluff both gained 10 positions. Exactly, both of them. 10 positions each, so they've really moved through the field. Because this is not the slow part of the field, that's 10 of the really fast guys fighting up the front. They've managed to get to the front of. That's just awesome to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's been really loose and tricky out there, so it's a good job by them to get up there without getting into anybody or causing any incidents. Yeah. Yep. Melvin is rocking the Capital Auto Repair and Service paint scheme. And again, we'd like to give a shout out to Capital Auto Repair and Service for coming on board. Jay Felton is behind him in 6th. He started 7th, and he's been in the top 10 basically the entire night. Kurt Davidson started 13th. He's currently in 7th. Brent Bridgers started 16th, and he's up to 8th, so he's moving through the field. Adam Jones started 9th and is running 9th, and Timothy Lewis started 3rd, and he's back to 10th, so he's lost some ground.
Unfortunately, I just received information, by the way, from Brad Speidel that he was actually out of the race. I believe he's got either too much damage or it's just you just think he's out of it.
Yeah, Speidel, who actually started on the pole, is he's done for the night. He's led 6 laps.
It's a shame because Speidel has the pace. I've seen him get real good pace, and he's always consistent, but unfortunately just gets stuck in incidents or just gets a little slower than someone else and gets past. He's always in the top 5, but unfortunately he's not going to be in the top 20 at all, so that's kind of a shame.
Yeah, we actually just passed the halfway point in this race. We've got 64 laps remaining, 6 lead changes, and 4 cautions so far. 3 of them for accidents, and 1 for the stage. So these guys are moving along, and at this rate, we should be out of here in about 45 minutes.
I'm going to be curious to see how this restart goes, because Ploff's managed to work his way forward. I'm curious if he's going to have any pace to try and fight Lupe here. I'm not sure. I haven't been able to watch him enough to see what he's like. He's now going to have a bit of open air here. He's going to be right behind the leader. Can he make an attack on Lupe?
Yeah, we've seen Ploff be very aggressive on the short run in other races, other tracks. And he's definitely one of the fastest guys out there, especially on the short run. We'll see if he has anything for Lupe, who's usually very good on the long run. As the pace car goes in, and Lupe is going to get him going. Green flag is out. Tyler Ploff with a pretty good start, but Lupe has the edge on him right now. Seth Hatchell with a good start, and Ryan Gemmel right behind Tyler Ploff, trying to make up ground. He's going to try and squeeze the gap. He looks to, and he gets down there. So Gemmel now on the inside.
We're going to see if Gemmel's getting pace. Looks like Seth Hatchell's going to clear that second place easily. And now looks like Gemmel's going to try to get past Ploff on the inside here. We'll see if it works for him. He's got a lot of pace, but I don't think that inside line's going to quite work just yet. As you start to see Lupe already starting to break away slowly. He's starting to gain a little bit of distance.
Yeah, we've seen Hatchell kind of struggle on the short runs. Not sure if he's trying to save tires or if he's just not as good on the short run.
I should mention as well, from 9th all the way back to like 15th, they are essentially still too wide fighting it out.
Yep, and Ploff is still fighting with Ryan Gemmel. It looks like Ploff's going to get the clear and take over 3rd place.
Yeah, Ploff did the Gemmel did everybody else, just drove his line. And once someone doesn't get off their line, it's really hard to beat them unless you find a better one.
And we're back here in the packaways looking at Brent Bridgers and Mike Grandy, Adam Jones, Shane Papala, Timothy Lewis, all those guys grouped up together side by side. So could get interesting back here.
We see Grandy going that corner rather weird. Just lost a lot of pace. Going to drop back
3 wide.
4 positions.
And that might not work as Shane Papala gets turned.
Whoa.
He's flipping through the air. Wow, a vicious wreck, and he's going to be done for the night. So he's not going to be a repeat winner yet this year, as that was a big incident.
Yeah, wow.
And we were riding with him just before that happened. So let's go back now about 30 seconds, see what happened.
They were thankful for the catch fence there, because I think at that rate he was going to be gone.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, Grandy was on the outside, and I think Shane just wasn't able to slow down the truck enough, and he just drifted up into him.
Yeah, unfortunately, Grandy just went in that first corner a little off, had to go wide there, and there's just no room for 3 cars to get there. It just doesn't work.
That's a vicious wreck by Shane Papala, and we're going to go to the helmet cam, and better get your barf bags, people. That's pretty rough.
Remember, barf bags are stowed behind the seat in front of you.
Wow. Yeah, he did take flight, so that is appropriate. Wow, big wreck for Shane Papala, who won last week, and he's going to be done tonight.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And no one goes in the pits there, I think. Yeah, everyone decides to stay out. Might see some guys at the back of the field decide to go take pits, because you might as well, if you're at the back of the pack, get fresh tires, fight the guys again.
Yeah,
Grandy's going in for his tires.
Yeah, he has a lot of damage on that truck, as Jeff Glockner also comes in.
We see a few guys at the very back of the pack going for the pits. This is a good strategy just because you get better tires and try and push your way forward before the next stint. They've got 9 laps. It'll be about 8 laps after the caution, I believe.
Yeah, let's see if
it's a good call if you're at the back.
Let's see if we can get a close-up look at Grandy. He's got a lot of damage on the left and right sides, so...
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he got squeezed pretty good there, so we'll see what happens with him. Lupe Gonzalez is still the leader after that short run, and Seth Hatchell still in 2nd. Tyler Ploff 3rd, and Ryan Gemmel 4th, so those guys did not change position in that short little run. And I'm actually not surprised that most of them stayed out, because we've only got a few laps till that stage caution.
And yeah, both because there's only about 8 laps left for the stage, and because we didn't have like a 2-lap run there, 3-lap run.
Yeah, it was very short. So
but it makes sense for the guys at the back pit for sure, because this game gives you a chance to get a little bit of pace and try and make some position before the stage. It's a good chance to make like an 8-lap just charge to the front, see what you can do.
Or maybe pull some strategy and actually stay out when the stage caution comes out. I don't think Grandy's going to do that with all that damage on the front end, but maybe some of those other guys.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It'd be a bold strategy, but it would be a strategy.
It's a bold strategy, Carton. I'm not sure it's going to work, though, because could you imagine trying to start the next stage on 8-lap old tires?
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. So.
Interesting probably isn't the word I'd pick for that, but we'll go with that.
Yeah.
It's a good word.
Yeah.
It sounds nice when you say it. Interesting.
So
many syllables.
Let's we're gonna jump to commercial break very quickly and be right back for the green flag.
I love brewing beer because it's a mix of art, science, and engineering, and you get to play with the different ingredients to make the beer that you want to drink. Some of the beers we make, Pruner's Pale Ale, Raspberry Blonde, Blackberry Wheat, the Farmer's Breakfast Stout, Backyard Hops Fresh Hop IPA. We make a Christmas beer that has juniper and spruce in it. All of my friends and family that tried my beer thought it was great. They cheered me on, and I kept trying new things and making bigger and better beers. But I also won a couple of contests. Pretty proud of those. It's a tough thing to do, to win a homebrew contest. The competition is quite fierce. People are really looking for experiences when they want to connect with the person who made it, and hear the story of where the ingredients came from and why they made the beer the way they did. Kent Farms was founded in 1939 by Edward Kent, my great-grandfather. Since then, we've started doing Christmas trees, pumpkins, and hay rides, and a fall festival, and we now have an ATV park with 70 miles of trails. We're thinking we're going to be like an outdoor brewery destination where people can hang out in the yard, because we'll have lots of wide open space, and take in the views of the hillsides and the trees. We've raised enough money to renovate our building and build the tap room, but what we really need is the brewing equipment to make enough beer for people when they come to Kent Beer Company. We're hoping to be done with construction in February and get our equipment ordered and be open by summer of 2019. In an impersonal world, it's a personal product that you can connect with.
All right, and we are back coming through turn 4 right now. Pace car is about to go in. There it goes. Lupe Gonzalez is the leader. Green flag is out, and they're going again. They stack them up behind them. So we saw some checking up.
Lupe did not get a good start there at all. Hatchell managed to fight really well on the outside.
Hatchell leads the lap there.
That's not what Lupe wanted to see, but Lupe's going to get a better run on the inside. He's probably going to clear him, but unfortunately did not get the gap he probably wants with a 5-lap stint to go. And we still see Tyler Pluff still on the inside of Gemmel. See if Pluff's got anything to fight Gemmel with.
Yeah, Gemmel tried the inside last time and it didn't work for him, so we'll see if he tries to hold the outside and actually make the pass this time.
Good pace.
Yeah. It looks like he clears him coming out of turn 4. Does cut down in front of him. So Gemmel's going to make his way back up to 3rd now. It's a great run going into turn 1 and gains about a car length on Seth Hatchell.
He has a really good run on turn into these corners. He really gets the car just dialed in on the way in. I think that's why he's gaining his pace for sure, because it's really working.
You see these guys.
Behind, he's still got a lot of fighting going on.
Yeah, still racing it up back there. Kurt Davidson, Adam Jones, Brent Bridgers, and Tom Clayton all racing it out. Clayton way up the track.
That fight isn't just stopping there. It goes way back. Everyone's still going at it. They've got 3 laps to go for the stint, so there's no reason to give up now.
Yeah, points are on the line, so if you're in that top 10, you're going to get those bonus points.
Pluff is re-attacking on Gemmel. Pluff's trying the outside on Gemmel now. Yeah, that's where he did well last time, so he might be able to defend attack here really well.
And the track is changing a bit, so maybe that outside line is going to become more of a preferred line, trying to hold people down as the track cools off.
A bit.
Yeah.
It did cool down a bit, but now it's actually gone back up a little bit again. It's jumped up in at 1 degree in, metric. I don't know how many degrees in freedom meters.
Well, we can take a look here. Yeah, just 1 degree in Fahrenheit. So back up to 100 degrees.
That's the interesting part. It went back up, so it might keep going up.
Yeah.
So we have to watch out for that one.
Now that they're out there getting the
Pluff
track
manages to pass on Gemmel again. So Pluff managed to get back into 3rd with 2 laps to go in the stage. Well done to him. As right behind Gemmel, we've now got Melvin coming up and Felton behind him as well. So we may see another fight right to the end of the stage.
Get these guys fighting for a top 5 spot at the end of the stage. Melvin has it. Felton wants it. And Lupe Gonzalez is still the leader. He's going for the stage win, but he's got Seth Hatchell all over his tailgate.
He hasn't managed to break away this time. Hatchell's managed to hold on the entire time, and he might try and make a dive in the last lap of the stage, or he might just decide, you know what, I'm here for the win, not for the stage. As you see, Felton right on the bumper of Melvin pretty much. He's been hanging right in there.
Yep, and Lupe Gonzalez is going to hold on. Seth Hatchell looks to the inside through the tri-oval, but not going to get there. Lupe Gonzalez is going to win the second stage. So caution is back out. These guys I'm expecting to come back in. Not sure if Felton edged Melvin at the line there, but we saw Felton on the outside of him. We'll see how it gets
I don't
scored.
believe he did, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think he passed him, so let's go to the stage results right now. Lupe Gonzalez is going to win the second stage. Seth Hatchell is going to come home second. Tyler Pluff's going to hold on to third. Gemmel's going to come in fourth. Melvin fifth. Felton is going to come home sixth. Kurt Davidson seventh. Adam Jones eighth. Timothy Lewis ninth. And Brent Bridgers is going to round out the points-paying positions for that stage. So good job to all those guys. We see a couple rookies up in there as well, getting some points.
There's a few interesting movers too. As you see, Kurt Davidson started 13th and now in 7th, and Brent Bridges himself was in 16th and now in 10th. So they're starting to filter forwards. Those who've got pace or have been lucky have started to slowly filter to the front of this race.
Yeah, we saw Tom Clayton just miss out on the points. He was 11th at the end of the stage. He was fighting for a top 10 position, but hasn't really been able to get back up in there after he got knocked out of it after the one pit stop. So we'll see if he's able to have a good stop and get back in there. And in contention for a win potentially. So
need some good luck.
Yep.
See if anyone comes. Like, I want to see someone, just some mad man, just try right sides only.
Yeah.
Like it's already loose enough. Let's just go for it. Let's just make it really loose. Let's drift these corners, man. Come on.
Hey, maybe somebody will try a 2-tire left side pit stop, because that'll tighten the truck up for sure.
It's already tight enough on entry, man. Don't
Yeah.
try that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Everybody in their box pretty cleanly from what we can see here. I don't see anybody taking 2 tires yet. We see
I'm not seeing.
Pluff on his way out. Gemmel with a good stop, but Lupe Gonzalez is going to make his way out first. Pluff's going to come out second. Hatchell's going to fall to third and Gemmel fourth.
Good run for Pluff. It looks like both Hatchell and Gonzalez lit their tires up like they're doing donuts out of the exit. Unfortunately, while Gonzalez got away with it, it looks like Hatchell might have lost a little bit of time doing that, which is all it took. Like it was real close between him and Pluff there. Meanwhile, Kurt Davison gets past Felton on that pit stop.
Yeah,
I think Timothy Lewis got past Adam Jones as well, and Clayton I think is back in the 10s.
Yeah, Clayton back up to 10th place. So his pit crew doing a good job for him there and gaining a spot. And he's back into the top 10. We've seen him right on that edge of the top 10 basically the entire race. So we'll see if that's something he can come away with at the end of this one.
Well, his next stint is a 50-lap stint. I am nearly totally willing to bet that we're either going to have a caution or we're going to go for green flag stops to try and keep the car alive.
Yep.
Because it's a little scary, I'd say.
Yeah, either we're going to have a money stop under green, or it's going to be multiple cautions that tighten it up and keep this thing competitive. But it's going to come down to hitting your marks if it's a green flag pit stop, and that could be the decider here tonight.
Interesting. I want to see if Tyler Pluff can attack Gonzalez at the start. We saw Pluff was able to re-attack Gemmel on the outside there. If he can get back up to Gonzalez and try the same thing on Gonzalez, it might just work and get him to lead. If he can get the pace to get up to him. And we have to see if Hatchell can attack Pluff, because Pluff managed to defend against Gemmel. Can he do the same thing to Hatchell? So I think at the moment, Tyler Pluff is going to be the wild card in this pack. Whatever he does, if he's really good here, he might be able to get the lead. If he's really bad here, he might fall back. It's going to be interesting to watch. I want to see how he goes.
Yeah, definitely a big mover here tonight. He's up 10 spots from where he started, and has shown a lot of speed here in the last 25 laps or so. Yeah, we'll see what he can do.
Right place, right time, good pace.
Yep. Yeah, we usually see him qualify towards the front, so maybe just didn't have a great lap or got a little bit too loose.
Maybe he sneezed.
Yeah, anything could have happened. So it's not where you started, it is where you finished, though. And
yeah,
he's in the
same
right
thing
spot.
said for Gonzalez there. He started 5th and he's in 1st, and once he got there, he has never left it.
Yeah, we used to
these guys start to form up.
We used to see Lupe not take qualifying times and actually start from the back and work his way.
I remember those days.
Yep.
Oh, they were glorious once upon a time.
I think he figured that it was about time he started dominating these races again. So he hasn't dominated fully tonight, but he has been out front for 27 laps. So he's been one of the top lap leaders here since he got out front, and he's doing a good job of holding on to that position and not letting anybody else pass.
Personally, I'm of the opinion if you win the race by the final lap, you've dominated it.
Yep.
If you get them in the very last corner, the very last lap, that's a dominating victory. You've shown that you can get them exactly when it matters.
All right, I'm gonna let you get them going here on this restart.
Yep. We're gonna see who gets a run on this restart. Lupe's got the inside, of course, or Pluff on his outside. Keep an eye on the yellow car and keep an eye on the 8 car behind, because I'm very curious to see who gets a good run there. And someone might try 3 wide, but I don't think they're that crazy yet. Give them a few laps.
Pace car is in.
And then, if we're green, it looks like Gonzalez gets a better run than Pluff for sure on the inside. It looks like Seth Hatchell as well. Definitely ready for that one. Gemmell was as well, but unfortunately Pluff is in his way, can't really go anywhere, and Hatchell's going to try and make the pass on the inside, right behind Lupe. And Gemmell's going to try and slot in as well.
Yep. Big gap there between Hatchell and Melvin, and there was tons of room for him to drop in, so he does. And that's what he did a couple of restarts ago, and it didn't work for him, so we'll see if he can actually make this inside line work.
He's going to try and make it work on Pluff. Pluff is really good at holding that midline there, just not letting the pass complete. We're seeing Gemmell's getting a pretty good run there. He might manage to clear it in this next corner if he can keep this pace up. Meanwhile, behind them, there's still mostly 2 wide going on. We've still got Melvin alongside Kurt Davidson. And no, it's like Gemmell could not complete the pass there. Now Pluff is coming back from the reattack.
Yeah, it just looks like Pluff is too strong on the outside line. He's made multiple passes up there, so he's been doing a good job.
Looks like 1 and 2 is where Pluff is really good, because you see 3 and 4, Pluff isn't quite as strong there, but 1 and 2, Pluff just keeps going off like a rocket ship.
Yep. And just outside the top 10, we've got a bunch of rookies, running for a top 10 potentially. Brent Bridgers in 12th, Chad Heath in 13th, Jason McConnell in 16th, and Timothy Zayas back in 18th.
We see again, turn 1 and 2, Pluff has managed to completely go past Gemmell and protect the position. So apparently Pluff's just really good in 1 and 2, and Gemmell's got nothing for it. As Pluff's going to try and attack Seth Hatchell on the inside. Didn't quite work. I think that was a little ambitious.
Yeah, so Pluff feeling confident here. He thinks he's got some speed. He has made his way up from 12th place, so he's definitely one of the strongest trucks out here, I think. Melvin also has moved up quite a bit, and so he's probably going to be there in the end too. So we'll just have to see what kind of moves he makes to get up into the top 5.
He can't really get past Kurt Davidson. We have a yellow flag further back.
Oh, and they're still going around. Yep.
Going further back. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where it started.
Yeah, so we were just talking about some of these rookies, and it looks like a couple of them involved in this one. We are back under caution.
Here we go. The starting incident was Timothy Zayas, and I don't know who the other one is. David Neitzel. Interestingly, Zayas got away from that one pretty well. Just a long slide, but unfortunately, when cautions happen, everyone starts losing their mind.
Yeah, he did a good job saving it, and then they all kind of banged into each other coming out of turn 2.
Okay, so after Dave had his incident with Zayas, he then had another incident with David Gainforth straight after. And Gainforth got the worst of that one.
Yeah, Gainforth shoved into the outside wall, came back down.
And then got rear-ended from Rick Christensen, who came in backwards.
Yeah, that's a big hit there. So those guys are all going to have quite a bit of damage. We'll see what they can do to try and get that fixed.
Rather unfortunate there for sure.
Yeah, that's our 7th caution of the night. So it's been a little bit of a
slick.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough race as far as actual incidents, and it looks like Seth Hatchell got rear-ended by Pluff coming into pit road.
Yeah, it looks like Seth tried to do one of those like last second, I'm going to go in the pits now kind of thing.
He's got some damage now on the right rear. It's not much, but we'll see if that affects him at all.
Yeah. Like, unfortunately, he decided to slide into the pits at the very, very, very last second, and Pluff was trying to go in normally. And yeah, Hatchell was going to stick his nose in there, and he got it cut off a little bit.
We'll see if anybody tries 2 tires. I don't see anybody making that choice yet. Lupe gets out of his box. Gemmel gets out. Here comes Hatchell and Pluff.
I gotta say, you want to see something really cool? You have to see Andrew Melvin and the 41 when they leave the pit stall. This is a thing of beauty. Right next to each other, door to door, trying to get the position all the way down the lane. That is just, mwah.
And they were
amazing.
inside each other there a bit, so we're
Yeah,
glad this is
they got door to
iRacing
door.
and
Yeah,
not real
right?
life. And those guys didn't come away with damage.
At least with real life, you can slap the guy for it.
Yeah.
Reaching and slapping.
So Lupe Gonzalez is still the leader. He's led 33 laps tonight and hasn't been passed for the lead since he took over. Seth Hatchell comes out second from the pits there. Tyler Pluff third. Ryan Gemmel fourth. So these guys really not trading positions. They haven't had a run long enough to make significant moves. And so
That was about an 8-lap stint there. I am actually kind of surprised that no one tried the rights or lefts only, but at the same time, I can kind of get why. The cars are definitely loose right now. I mean, if you want to gain positions, man, let someone in the back to give it a go.
Yeah, it's worth a shot, especially when we're getting closer to the end of the race. I think there's still too much left to go in this one. I think they can make it on fuel from here, too, so it could potentially be a 40-lap run if we don't get any more cautions. We're going to go
That's what you got to expect, man.
the top 10 real quick, though. Lupe Gonzalez is the leader. Seth Hatchell second. Tyler Pluff third. Ryan Gemmel fourth. Andrew Melvin rounds out the top 5. Kurt Davidson is in 6th. Jay Phelps in 7th. Adam Jones up to 8th. Jeff Sharp in 9th. And Timothy Lewis in 10th. So most of the same characters that up in the top 10 for the majority of this race. We've seen some comers and goers and some guys get caught up in things, but for the most part, the fast guys have been up front.
Yeah, pretty much filtered forwards now. From 10th to 14th, guys who have managed to work their ways forwards. Some of them aren't exactly the fastest guys in the world, but they've got pace, and the best thing is they've kept their cars clean. So even if they don't get a top 10, they've managed to work their way forward enough and not kill the car. That this is, as far as I would consider, that be a victory, making it through this kind of race.
Yep. Yeah, just outside the top 10, we see Tom Clayton once again in 11th. Brent Bridgers is in 12th. Chad Heath is currently 13th. Ron Hollyfield is 14th. Jason McConnell in 15th. David Neitzel in 16th. Jason Anderson in 17th. Jeremy Watkins back in 18th. Wesley Gant currently in 19th. And Timothy Zayas rounds out the top 20.
A few of the guys have been involved in incidents, but the first group of them have pretty much just been driving hard and trying to get to the front. Unfortunately, it's almost like there's a hard barrier at 10 right now. These guys have fought up for 10th place, and after that, they just can't move any further forward.
Yep. Yeah, I think the top 10 or top 10 or so get straightened out and single file, and then everybody back behind them still racing too wide, and there's been a gap there between that group. So they
By the
just
time you break away, you just got nowhere to go.
Yep.
But we're coming around, going for another restart here. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking just perhaps that rear right damage might do something to Seth Hatchell's car. I don't think it's going to be much, but I'm willing to bet something's going to be different there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens as the pace car's
As we are
in.
green. And it looks like the 88 of Andrew Melvin just cannot get a restart right. He's just dropped back massively. He's almost getting pushed by Jay Felton now. He just really could not get that restart.
Yeah,
as you see the front two fighting door to door right now.
Yeah,
these
guys
edge it out.
These guys are going to green now, and that's a rule that we used to run here in SOMO. But the last year, the leader was able to go whenever they wanted, as soon as the pace car pulled off. And so maybe he was trying to time it, or just kind of forgot about the rule. But yeah, did not get a great restart there. But he's still holding on to 6th, and he's side by side with 5th place Kurt Davidson. So hasn't lost any positions yet. But
Gemmel tried to make a pass on Tyler Pluff during that restart. He was sitting on the outside trying to stick his nose in a little bit, but unfortunately could not get the pace. And then Pluff managed to pull away a little bit there. So unfortunately for Gemmel, he could not get the pass up. It looks like Pluff is suddenly just quite a bit faster than him. Well, suddenly he's got quite a bit more pace. In fact, he's actually got a little tiny bit more pace than the car ahead of Seth Hatchell. So let's see if Pluff can try and make an attack on Hatchell here.
Yeah, but how fast can he go without burning out the tires too quickly? We'll have to see what happens.
Or is he possibly banking another caution, just going all out right now? try and get another position before the next caution.
Yep. And we're looking back at Tom Clayton and Brent Bridgers side by side right now. These guys right outside the top 10. As we see somebody get into the wall, that's Adam Jones making contact with the outside wall.
And there's still a fight going between Melvin and Kurt Davison. Look at Melvin's going to try the inside now, so he might manage to get a pass on Davison, get back up to that 5th place position. And he's actually got the pace on the inside.
Yep, side by side still after the restart. They've been going for a few laps now, 6 laps, and they've been side by side the entire time.
He almost clears him there. The entrance to 1 going into 2. Oh, and he's going to get turned.
Oh, and another incident flying through the air goes Andrew Melvin. No caution because he's flew off the track. He's on the apron, and that's an interesting incident. We don't see that happen a lot.
Oh, did I see a car upside down?
Is it?
Where is a car upside down?
I saw. Let's see. Melvin is in the pits. I saw Kurt Davidson was slow.
No, it wasn't a car upside down. It was just Jason McConnell sliding.
And we're under caution. I'm gonna jump back about 30 seconds
and watch him fly again. I think we need some like old school like World War I flying music. Unfortunate for Melvin, I think that's going to be the end of his race. So he had good pace, but just could not make the pass on Davidson there, and kind of ended up with a little mutual destruction.
Yep, we're gonna go to TV cam here and see what happened. Looks like Melvin, yeah, he just kind of washed up a bit, and Kurt Davidson was there. They fused together, and he goes flying through the air just like Shane Papala. Backs into the inside wall.
From what I can see as well from the crash, they actually didn't quite touch. There was still a bit of a gap between them, but unfortunately, as we know on the internet, a bit of lag difference there. You still merged for a while, then all of a sudden Melvin has turned into the space shuttle.
We might go to the helmet cam on this one too, so get your barf bags ready.
Yep,
one more time.
Brown paper bag stashed in the chair ahead of you.
We're about to take off.
Please fasten your seatbelts for the flight.
And liftoff.
Whoa!
Man,
oh my God!
That was not as violent.
To be honest.
Yeah, not as violent as Shane Papala, but definitely not a place you want to be in a race car, in real life especially.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure Melvin runs VR, so.
Interesting. Hello, Seth. Not Seth Hatchell.
Yes,
where
Seth
is he?
Hatchell.
I've lost him.
He stayed out.
Hatchell. Oh, he stayed out, did he? Oh, that's where he is. I'm trying to figure out where he was. I guess he heard my advice to stay out there.
I believe there were 7 green flag laps or 6 green flag laps on the tires.
About that, yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna risk it here with about 30 to go.
And another interesting one, I believe Jason McConnell was also going to do that, but I think he might be about to take it in the pits and get to the back of the field because that thing is a little bent.
Yeah, I think he might have been trying to lead a lap and didn't expect Hatchell to stay out. Lupe Gonzalez came out first from pit road, so he'll be in 3rd for the moment. We'll see if these guys decide to go in.
As sad as that incident was for Andrew Melvin as well as for Kurt Davison, Jay Felton did gain 2 positions out of that one, so he's now back in the top 5.
Yeah, so unfortunate for those guys who were running up there, but yeah, good for Felton.
Someone gained somewhere. Yeah, for instance as well, Tom Clayton is now back in the top 10.
Yep, he gains
as well as I believe
spots.
Bridges as well.
Yeah, both those guys now in the top 10, so good for them to keep it clean so far. We've had 8 cautions here tonight with a total of 11 lead changes. We've got 32 laps left. It's been an interesting race, kind of a wreck-filled race, which we weren't really expecting. It looks like Jason McConnell just blew his engine.
Yes, he did. I heard the noise, I looked around, and yeah, it was Jason McConnell's engine going poof.
Yep, and he tows it to pit lane. So I'm not sure what happened to him.
He just blew his engine, unfortunately. I think he had some front-end damage. So the interesting part here, by the way, that I'm thinking, I was saying before, there was like a hard wall to 10th place. You couldn't quite break the top 10. Well, now we've got 2 cars that were within that pack and have now made it within the top 10. And now behind him, all those cars that couldn't quite make it are now pretty much in range of a top 10 finish. They just push a little more. So we may see another caution. We may see some really good fighting from 9th all the way back to like 14th.
Yeah,
or 13th, sorry, because 14th car's a little bent.
So Andrew Melvin knocked down the outside wall, but he also knocked down the wall blocking 10th place. So those guys are now free to move up and down through the field, and we might see some pretty competitive action from about 7th on back. So
touche. I see what you did there.
Yeah, I was trying to do
well
something.
Done.
I don't know. Trying to make some kind of a connection, but
absolutely perfect.
Yeah. So we've had
we're going to see if Hatchell can even defend against Lupe on fresh tires now. Like, This might have been a brave call. I probably would have gone for rights at least, but going for no tires with a Lupe right next to you? I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's a risky call, but Seth is usually good at saving the tires, so we'll see what he was able to do on those few laps that they were out there. And they're lining back up now. Pace car lights are off, and they're coming down the backstretch. So they'll be going green this time with 30 to go.
I'll say it now. I'm thinking like Hatch was going to try his absolute best to try and defend and get in front, but I don't know. My bet is going to be that Lupe's going to be able to put his foot to the absolute floor and just leave Seth behind on one of the straights. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
brave call, but I don't feel it's going to work.
Yeah, I think he might be able to get by on this first set of turns, but I think Lupe is going to be able to get by him within a couple laps. So we'll see what happens, though. There's no way to find out until we get there. I'll let you get him going here.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Waiting for the green flag here. Oh, and Gemmell almost had a really good run there, but had to let off, and the 20 car behind of Tyler Plouffe had to slow down there to try to get right behind Hatchell. We see Lupe actually managing to hold on to the outside line really well. Tyler Plouffe had to drop down quite a bit. He actually got bumped forward by Jay Felton, who's Felton's honestly been pushing everyone at the start now, because no one's managed to get it quite right.
Yeah, so Hatchell holds on to the lead.
Hatchell getting the lead, but you can already see Lupe going straight in on the inside. He's going to try and make it stick.
Oh, he got on the apron. Line. Yep. But they're still side by side.
Actually kind of worked. Amazing. That almost seemed like it kind of helped him there because he's managed to get past rather cleanly. He's actually going to be almost car length ahead now.
Yeah, he does lead that lap, and he's going to clear Hatchell going into turn 1. Hatchell comes down, kind of stacks him up a bit. And
now Plouffe's going to be sitting behind Hatchell. See, Plouffe can try and do the same thing. It's right behind him. Gemmell's trying to find some pace, but nowhere to go with Felton on his inside.
Yeah, you can see him squirrely in there, trying to find somewhere to go. He's side by side with Jay Felton right now.
And suddenly this top 10 has gotten really alive. You've got Felton alongside Gemmell. Then you've got the 4 and 73 right behind him. Sharp and Timothy Lewis sitting right behind this fight. You've got 2 wide, 3 deep right now within the top 10.
And one car on old tires, so we will see what happens with Seth Hatchell. He's still second for the moment, but Tyler Plouffe is working to his outside.
And we've seen that Plouffe can make that outside line really work. So this may be where Plouffe completes the pass, and it looks like he might just manage it. Fortunately, Gemmell can't get up to this to take advantage because he's currently under attack by Jay Felton on the inside. And right behind him, they've still got Jeff Sharp and Timothy Lewis just sitting like side by side right behind these guys. Just kind of dragging along and waiting for their moment.
Yep, a little pack of 4 right there behind Hatchell and Plouffe. And behind them we've got
fight going on for 8 as well. Yep. Bridges, Clayton, and Holyfield have all been fighting it out there. And it looks like Bridges got past Clayton. See if that will stay that way.
And we've got one
blinking like Gemmell's
really
finally
bad.
Break away.
Adam Jones.
Gemmell's finally going to get ahead of Felton. Hallelujah.
Yeah, Gemmell clears Felton. He's working on Seth Hatchell. And it looks like he might be able to get to the inside coming out of turn 4. He does, coming through the tri-oval.
Let's see if he can make this work. It looks like 1 and 2 was not working for him when it came to Plouffe, but let's see if he can make this work with Hatchell's old tyres. And it is starting to work. He's sticking his car just below that white line. That's dangerous as hell.
Oh, washing up the track a little bit. He has to back out of it. And they're 3 wide. Yep.
Felton's going to try the inside here as Gemmell gets past Hatchell.
Hatchell backs out of it wisely. And
now Felton's on the inside of Gemmell. This is going to be interesting to see if Felton's got any pace with Gemmell now, as Gemmell had that a little moment there.
Yeah, I think Gemmell got on the apron just a bit, and that tightened him up too much, and he started to drift off the track. But here we see Jeff Sharp actually now in the top 5 as Hatchell's drifting back.
We'll see if Jeff Sharp can get past as well. If Felton can complete this pass, he's doing really well. He's slowly gaining time. He might be able to make this pass complete. If he can, it looks like Jeff Sharp might be able to do the exact same thing as Gemmell's now forced to the high line. We were saying before the high line seems to be a bit better, but I mean, this low line's starting to work now. It's starting to come alive as the temperature actually has gone down a little bit more on the track. And Felton has completed the pass.
Yeah, so Jay Felton now up into the top 3.
Tyler Sharp will give it a try too.
Tyler Plouffe and Lupe Gonzalez are long gone. Lupe about a half second up the road from Tyler Plouffe, and Plouffe is about a second up the road from Jay Felton.
And Jeff Sharp actually was almost like a nose ahead of Gemmell there, but on the exit there, Gemmell just managed to put his foot down and leave Jeff Sharp behind. Don't actually clear him entirely.
Yeah, and he closes the door.
As we still see Seth falling. On the 40s going below the white line, he started to lose control there, managed to save it. Going to lose 2 positions.
Still in the top 10 though, yep. And 11th place is about 0.6 of a second behind him, and that's Jason Anderson racing with Timothy Zayas. So those guys fighting for a top 10.
So just double checking this, and I believe at least last lap, Tyler Pluff was a little faster than Gonzalez. Lap before, Gonzalez was faster than him, but then the lap before that, he was faster than Gonzalez again. So these guys are running almost essentially identical laps with a little bit of a gain for Pluff there, I think.
Yep, he gains about 0.5 tenth, and he's
slowly coming forward.
Yeah, he's working a higher entry and kind of cutting it down to the middle and low line for the center of the turn, and comes back out to the wall. And we see Jay
It
Felton
definitely seems to be working for him for sure.
starting to break away from Ryan Gemmel, who's currently in 4th. Jeff Sharp still
Gemmel's
holding
been
on.
under attack by Jeff Sharp, yeah.
Yep, still holding on to him and holding on to 5th.
I think that's what's allowed Felton to break away there, is that Gemmel's been constantly under attack by Sharp since the start, this restart now. He just can't break away and chase after Felton.
Yep, Seth Hatchell.
Hatchell's now back in 7th.
Yep, after restarting in the lead, he's fighting with Tom Clayton right now. Clayton, who struggled to get into the top 10 after one pit stop that knocked him out of it, he's now fighting for 7th place, so good run by him.
He can start making his beautiful charge forward. We've now got 20 laps to go. And it looks like Gonzalez and Pluff are just gone. Short of a safety car, I don't think nothing's going to catch these guys. That being said, Felton is trying, but it just doesn't quite have the pace for these guys. He is slowly breaking away from Gemmel, but I think Gemmel did catch up a little bit that last lap.
Yep, Gemmel running a pretty solid lap there, basically the same time as Jeff Sharp, and they're a little bit slower than the leaders at the moment. Timothy Lewis actually with the fastest lap on track back there in 6th place.
He's got a lot of draft in front of him to pull him along, so I am probably not surprised by that one. It's going to be really powerful, 2 cars draft right in front of you.
Yeah, so those 3 cars in a line.
So a few things interestingly here, it looks like Pluff did a really, really bad lap, like 0.1 of a second slower than Lupe the previous lap.
Yeah, last lap it's actually showing
worse,
4
next
tenths.
lap, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next lap is even worse, and look at that, Felton is actually seeing him right ahead of him. Problem is, Felton's going to make this pass quick and clean, because if he does not, Gemmel was going a little faster than Felton in the previous lap. He lost to this lap, but if Felton makes a mistake, he's going to be well within striking range again of Gemmel.
Yeah, so that battle for 2nd is on. Jay Felton is pretty much there. And
He's definitely in the draft now. He's got the pace. I don't know what happened to Pluff's car.
Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to save fuel or something. Doesn't look like he hit the wall. Maybe he caught the apron and got loose, but yeah, he's dropping back.
Not seeing any damage, not hearing any clutching in. I guess you just had a bad lap, and it's really costing now, as Felton is right there. He's going to probably try to pass on the inside, and he does.
Yeah, Felton was 2 tenths faster than either of the leaders there, and he's going to take over 2nd place right now. He clears Pluff coming out of turn 4.
There's nothing Pluff could do there. Just a lot of pace of Felton all of a sudden. Perhaps he's been saving.
He had run a 31.8 the lap before. He just ran a 32 flat, and Lupe ran a 32.28, so about 2 tenths of a second there, difference between them.
Yeah, apparently Felton just found a lot of pace now. He's like 2 tenths faster than the leader. He was 2 tenths, actually even more, 4 tenths faster than Pluff. Just all of a sudden, Felton just hooked it up and gone.
Yeah, but Felton still has a long ways to go, and Lupe may be saving a bit now that he's gotten out to such a big lead.
Now that Pluff's been passed, he has got the draft on Felton. He actually managed to hold on to him in that lap, so he hasn't broken away from Pluff. In fact, Pluff is now holding onto his rear.
Yeah, fastest lap that time
and
by.
Gemmel,
yep, a 32.22.
Yeah, so Gemmel's slowly breaking away from Timothy Lewis and Jeff Sharp. Jeff Sharp's now fallen back into 6th rather than 5th, so looks like Gemmel might get a bit of breathing room and try and break his way forward to get towards Pluff and Felton to get back on that podium.
2 fastest cars on track that last lap were Gemmel and Tom Clayton, surprisingly. It looks like the top 3 running fairly even times. Pluff was about a 10th slower, so he's losing ground. Not sure if he's saving or if he's just burned it up, but he's not going in the right direction as Gemmel is closing on him.
Yeah, I think he probably had a moment where he burnt his tires up on X or something, because that car is really struggling right now for pace. Just like it's not got any real damage, but it's just not got the power anymore. He can't put his foot down. That being said, I'm not seeing him slide at all. Like, it doesn't look like he's actually sliding through the corners. It actually looks like his car's very composed.
He may be a little bit tight. actually, now that the track is starting to cool down a bit. And I'm looking right now at Seth Hatchell, who restarted in first after that caution, and he's all the way back to 10th right now. Really struggling to hold on and catch anyone, and he's going to get caught, I think, by Zayas in a handful of laps here. So an interesting strategy did not work out for him. And
like, I am an ignoramus who does not barely drive oval, but I think the right side probably would have been the right call there. Get top position and get some tires.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he took the balls deep, full-on crazy mode tactic. He did his best with it. He managed to make it work for a while, but just once you start losing, it doesn't stop. You just start falling back.
Yep, and Jay Felton now starting to close the gap to Lupe Gonzalez. He's 0.8 of a second or so behind. He's was over a second.
Just over 10 laps left.
Yeah, 13 to go, coming to 12 to go.
And it looks like Gemmel's now back on the rear of Tyler Pluff, so he might try the re-attack on Pluff now. He's right there too, so it looks like Gemmel's car is either coming alive or Pluff's car is just gone.
Yeah, Gemmel was the fastest truck early on in this race, but lost the track position, and it has not been able to really get any higher than third place at any point since then. So.
And he's going to try the inside on Pluff. This seems a little familiar. Let's see if he can make it work this time with Pluff's car seeming to be a little dead, but couldn't quite make it there. Pluff managed to hold the position rather easily.
Yeah, so that battle is on. Jay Felton is starting to close even more, down to under 0.7 between him and Lupe.
He's gaining by about, let's say, 5/100ths per second.
As we see Gemmel get very loose.
Gonna make it.
Gemmel got very loose coming out of turn 2 there, but he's going to clear Pluff, who may have gotten into the wall.
Yeah, Pluff went really close to the wall. Didn't hit the wall, but he got real close, like let off the throttle before he touched it. So unfortunately, that's going to be that position gone. And you can see he got eaten up. He's almost getting eaten up by the 4 car on his inside. Can't find the number. Timothy Lewis. God, why was it so hard to find? And yeah, Tom Clayton now in 6th as well, so that's good to see. Hopefully he can get up to this fight.
We're looking at the blimp cam right now. You can see the 3 drivers in the top 3 right now.
Sorry to cut in, but the last lap, Felton just chunked Lupe's lead by quite a bit.
Yep, about 1.5 tenths there.
Yeah, if he can do that again, he's going to be well within draft range. He's going to start flying up to him. I was going to say he wasn't really on pace to try and get past him, but all of a sudden I must have heard my thoughts for a moment there, because he's already right up there.
Yeah, and you can visually see it on the track. We're in the blimp cam right now, and looks like Felton got a little bit loose there in turn 2 and lost a little momentum, but you can see him closing. He's closed the gap significantly.
I'd say he's probably getting a little bit of residual draft from Lupe now, so Lupe is going to be a little worried that Felton is now pretty much, he's going to be there for the end of the race for sure.
Yeah, we're looking back right now from Lupe, and you can see him closing. Ryan Gemmel is not closing. He's running actually a bit slower than the top 2, so he doesn't have a whole lot left for him. I don't think he's definitely running out of time, so if he has anything, he needs to use it. But
I think he spent too much time attacking and defending in this session, this what's the word? Stint, to try and make an attack now. His car's a little too loose.
Yeah, and Jay Felton.
You see Lupe wake up. Lupe's managed to actually gain a bit of time on Felton now.
Yeah, so maybe Lupe was just saving and kind of managing the gap, wait until he got to like a half second back, and then he actually picked it up. Yeah, he was about 1/4 tenth faster. That time though, Felton 0.04 faster.
He's got 6 laps to go with a 0.4, or just under a 0.4 second gap. I think he's going to be within striking range before the first lap, but whether he can make that work is going to be the question.
And we see Lupe starting to change up his line too. He came out of the turn on the low line and got very loose, so we'll see if he's trying to find some grip somewhere, because Felton is there, less than 3 tenths.
Look at that gap short. Do you see that? That corner alone, the gap between Felton and Gonzalez really did just shorten considerably.
We see Lupe cut it really low through the tri-oval, coming up behind Larry Holloway, the lap car. And Holloway's hanging on the outside of Felton right now. That might actually slow him down. But Felton does clear him. I think he lost a little bit of momentum having to stay down so low.
5 laps to go, and he's well within draft now. And last lap, he was a full 10th and a bit faster, so we might see Felton be right up there, even with a couple laps to spare.
Yep, coming to 5 to go right now. The gap is less than 3 tenths, and we're going to stay right here, because anything that happens, it's going to end the race. And whoever's out in front at that point is going to be the winner.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a nice long run finished this one out, so that's been good to see. This will be our longest run of the race, I believe. Other than
the track is still slowly cooling down too, which means people are probably having a little easier time driving the car. So I think we're going to go all the way to green to checkers now. Sorry.
And we saw these two battle it out.
Slowly closing. Look at that.
Yeah, big.
Slowly ticking closer.
He gained quite a bit actually on exit there. It looked like maybe one and a half car lengths. We saw these two battle it out for the Xfinity Series Championship last year in the SOMO Top City Travel Series, and Lupe was able to pass Jay on the last lap at Homestead to take the championship. So maybe Jay looking for a little bit of revenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you see he's getting up there. You see Jay getting right down to that wire line, even putting his wheels over the line. That's, well, I would call that dangerous, but these guys know what they're doing for sure, so I don't know if it's going to be that.
Yeah, Jay really pushing it right now. He's there, though. I mean, he's at 0.2 of a second behind, so he's gained about a tenth in the last 2 laps, but that's not going to be enough if he wants to get there.
The closer he gets, the more that draft's going to help, and the more he's going to get dragged a little closer every time.
It looks like Lupe is slightly better, maybe a 1/4 of a tenth of a second better coming through 1 and 2, and then Jay is very good in 3 and 4, able to hold that bottom line and get a good run on exit. He closes a bit right there. He goes a little higher, but he gets a great run.
2 laps to go.
Less than 0.2 of a second, and Lupe's holding on for dear life, just trying to maintain this lead.
One mistake from either guy is going to end it here. If Felton makes a mistake, he's not going to get the attack. If Gonzalez makes a mistake, then Felton's going to get past. This is on the wire for both these guys.
Yep, Ryan Gemmel holding on to 3rd right now. He is almost 3 seconds back, though, so he's not really in contention unless these two get tangled up. And we're coming to the white flag. Lupe Gonzalez takes the white flag. Jay Felton, 0.2 of a second back. I don't know if he's going to be able to get there.
Speed. Yeah, Felton lost speed that last lap, unfortunately. I saw him start to wash out a little bit on exit. He lost a lot of pace. You're starting to see, it looks like Gonzalez is slowly starting to actually gain a bit of distance from him.
Yeah, I think just Jay's trying everything he can, but it's probably not going to be enough. Lupe Gonzalez coming through 3 and 4. Jay dives in there, but he doesn't have enough. Tries the run on exit, and he's about a car length back. He goes to the inside, but he's not going to get there. Lupe Gonzalez is going to be the winner here tonight at Atlanta.
Masterful drive from Gonzalez for sure. Felton gave it everything he had, just not quite enough. And Gemmel was going to just hold off for 3rd as well. So Gemmel managing to hold that 3rd place position. He was our fastest driver earlier, had a few incidents, but managed to hold out.
Yeah, great job there by Ryan to hold on to 3rd. Timothy Lewis, great run coming home 4th. Tyler Pluff is going to come home in 5th after running up there in the top 2 for quite a while. Seth Hatchell ends up 8th. I believe, so able to hold on to a top 10 spot. It looks like something happened after the checkered flag with him in turns 1 and 2, but Lupe Gonzalez is going to be the winner. It's a great run for him tonight, leading 70 laps.
It's always a pleasure to watch Lupe work, because once he gets up the front, it's really hard to get past the guy. He just has so much pace.
Yep, so Lupe Gonzalez started 5th, led 70 laps. And he comes home the winner here tonight, so he punches his ticket into the chase in this series already in the season, so already a threat to potentially get the championship, and that's not a good sign for everybody else out there. He's a tough competitor, and he's a hard guy to beat. So we're going to cut to commercial and come back with our interviews. We won't be able to talk to Lupe, but we will talk to our 2nd and 3rd place finishers in just a moment.
Harbeck originated in 1977 as a contract manufacturer. Today we offer proven expertise in CNC machining, injection molding, and additive manufacturing. Our core competencies emphasize individual strengths and support a synergistic work environment. We target customer needs by developing procedures and instructions specific to every program. Scheduled updates and collaborative online meetings cut delays. The Harbeck team is led by processes developed over 40 years as guidelines for success. Harbeck's 50,000 square foot energy efficient facility is located east of Rochester in Ontario, New York. We're an award-winning pioneer in sustainable manufacturing with ISO certifications dating back to 2001. Harbeck is also a carbon and water neutral manufacturer. To meet energy reduction goals, extremely efficient equipment powered by renewable sources are utilized. Using heat recovery and daylighting creates a comfortable work environment for manufacturing and boosts productivity, which increases the well-being of employees. Injection molding is one of our core strengths at Harbeck. With over 350 different engineering resins in stock, we have the know-how to develop a process for your application. Working with engineers, we help to develop the most efficient and cost-effective manufacturing processes to create the product they envisioned. Full process qualification and validation is standard with every production molding program. Using efficient electric molding machines produces parts with exceptional quality. Our roots are in CNC machining. We have a long, successful history of exceeding expectations. With over 40 CNC machines, our facility has the equipment for every job, supported by a talented group of machinists certified in Mastercam. Harbeck also offers a dedicated team for cleanliness testing and microdeburring under magnification. Over the last 20 years, we have expanded and excelled in 3D printing of plastics and metals. With many processes available, we offer countless opportunities. Our tools and experience can make any design a reality. We also offer 3D printed mold inserts with internal channels for precision cooling. These conformally cooled mold inserts allow for significant cycle time reductions. At Harbeck, quality is a company-wide commitment. Harbeck employees are trained and tested in scientific injection molding. Our state-of-the-art quality lab has nearly 20 team members. Every part and process has a control plan that the quality staff monitors. Each employee participates in GD&T training and testing. The quality lab utilizes 5 coordinate measuring machines to provide accurate data. On your next project, consider Harbeck's 40 years of manufacturing experience to make it a success. Please contact us to learn more or schedule a visit.
All right, and we are back. We're going to be talking to our second place finisher first. We've got Jay Felton here in the booth. Jay, you got a copy? Jay Felton, SR booth, you got a copy?
Uh-oh.
Oh, we may not.
Adam.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm sorry. I was having some trouble with my mic and my wheel. I had to reboot it. I apologize.
Hey, no problem.
That's so good, man. My favorite. Good to see you back here, brother.
Boy, I am so disappointed. I fought so hard, those last 30, 20 laps, whatever it was, and just couldn't get there. So frustrating.
Yeah, I gotta say, that last chase, man, you look like you gave it absolutely everything you had to try and get to him there.
I did. I promise you. I didn't have anything left. That was all of it.
Well, it was glorious to watch, man. So I gotta ask, how did the car feel? And how was the strategy at the start? Did the car feel alright? Did it feel loose?
My car actually got better on the last run. I was having a little bit of looseness on that first run as we got a little deeper into it, but on that last run, I wasn't really struggling with that, and I may have been, I was being a little more careful with the wheel and the throttle, but really, I think I had more grip, or the track had more grip at the end of the race. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, with the rubber going on the track, and also it did get a little colder on track, which might have helped you guys there.
Did the temperature drop, Wingnut?
By a little bit, yeah. Nothing major, but it might be that little bit you guys need just to make the car settle down a little more,
I needed just a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. You were real close. Well, look, it looks like during the restarts, man, you kept getting slowed down by cars ahead of you. You kept getting really good starts, but then the guy ahead would just be a little bit slower. You had to keep giving him love nudges from the rear.
Actually, what I was trying to do there, I was just trying to save my tires. And I was hoping, that we'd get several long runs, because I didn't feel like I had just knockdown, drag out speed in my car. You could tell by qualifying. I think I qualified 8th or 7th or something. So, I mean, there were a lot of cars that were faster than me, but you know, I could protect my tires, and my car felt good later in the run. And I think on that first run, I had driven up 4 or 5 spots, and you know that's the race kind of played out like I needed it to for the way my car was running tonight. But you know, I either needed a few more laps or I needed to be. I don't know. I felt like I was as aggressive as I could be. I mean, I was running as hard as I could. So, yeah, I just got beat.
Fair enough. Well, speaking of looking after your tires, man, I kind of got a question. Did you consider right sides only at any point during this race, or do you think it was just too loose to even dare do that?
Never considered it. Not at this track anyway. I mean, this track is kind of known for, you know, being loose off the corners, especially after about 10 or 12 laps. So I felt like the risk was too great. If you'd have taken two, here's the thing. On the restarts, we were all over the top of each other. And I think it was that way all through the field, although, you know, I could only see my little part of the track.
Oh, it was.
But with it being that tight, all of us being that close together, well, for instance, didn't Seth stay out? And
did indeed.
How many laps were on his tires, Adam? Do you know?
I believe it was 5.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, I think, 6 laps. Sorry, I was muted there for a sec.
That's all right. And I mean, you know, he was okay for what, maybe 3 or 4 laps, and then it kind of caught up with him. And I think 2 tires may have been worse than having 4 tires with 4 or 5 laps on it. I mean, I never saw anybody take 2. Did y'all?
Never. Absolutely never.
I didn't either.
I suggested that maybe somebody would take 2 left sides to try and tighten it up a bit, but yeah, we didn't see any 2-tire strategies tonight.
Yeah, you know, Adam, the car really wasn't that loose. I thought the car drove good. I really liked the way the car drove. You just couldn't hammer the throttle after you had 10 or 12 laps on it. That's all. I mean, but it wasn't a bad driving car, in my opinion.
Well, it definitely made it an art form watching you drive it. You were real clean the entire race and always up the front fighting with someone trying to get past, man. It's always glorious to watch you.
I had a good time. I mean, I don't feel like I was always at the front. You know, something happened on one of my pit stops. The jack dropped, and it said go, 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 and I'm sitting there with the throttle, and the car's not moving. I checked. It was in gear, and it seemed like it held me for like 3 seconds. I'm not sure what that was about, but I think I went back to like 10th or something there, and that was heartbreaking. So.
Well, mate. Well, look, next week we're going to Las Vegas, man. You feel like you got any good luck in the City of Sin?
I hope so. Everybody needs luck there, don't they? Yeah, I look forward to running there. I mean, boy, we had a big field tonight, and we were just, I mean, everybody's times seemed like they were pretty equal. So I'm really excited to watch this broadcast. I think it's going to be excellent. I know you guys are probably sweating just as bad as I am.
Watching 30 cars all fighting it out?
Well, I mean, you had a lot to talk about. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah. A few beads of sweat here and there, mate. Well, look, brother, before we let you go, is anyone you give a shout out for us, brother?
Absolutely. I want to thank Capital Auto Repair and Service. Thomas, thank you for helping us out here. I want to thank SR Broadcasting, Adam, Wingnut. Thank you guys for doing this. I'm really happy to have the trucks broadcast. I just love this series. I think the racing is great here, and I'm so glad that you guys decided to do this. And all our other sponsors that are supporting the league, I want to thank Paul for putting up with us every week. And I want to say congratulations to Lupe. He is killing me, man. He is killing me. But one day maybe I'll get him.
Yeah, we were saying after Homestead, maybe you were looking for some revenge to get up there and take the win from him. But yeah, great run tonight, Jay. It's been awesome seeing you out here and seeing you have this this kind of speed, you know, this early in the season too. So it's a lot to look forward to.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, and have a good night.
We'll see you next week.
All right, thanks.
All right, that was Jay Felton, second place.
All right, and we're going to bring up our third place finisher right now, Ryan Gemmel. Ryan, you got a copy?
10-4.
Hey, man. Well, you had a great run out there tonight. We saw you lead a ton of laps early on, and it looked like a bad pit stop put you behind. What was kind of going through your mind at that point?
Well, running up front at the beginning, the car really felt great. It was really, it felt like the race was really in my hands, and we got through the first stage and through a little bit of the second stage, and that caution came out, and when we pitted, my pit stop was fine, but when I went to take off, I never left first gear, but it said I was in neutral, and I reached down and my shifter was in the first gear slot, so I had to pull it out of first gear and put it back in. And I'm not exactly sure what happened, but the car just wouldn't take off, and I went from like first to it was 7th or 8th or something like that, and that just I don't know if that's what kind of killed my momentum for the rest of the night, or if it was the dirty air, or a combination of both. But just a little disappointed, but overall it was a good run.
Yeah, it's I know how you're feeling, man. It's tough to go from the lead and then end up that far back, especially when the trucks are so evenly matched speed wise. But we saw you make your way back up into the top 3, top 4, and you were basically in 3rd or 4th the entire rest of the race, racing with Tyler Pluff and Seth there. So you did a good job running with them. And we also heard that Jay Felton had an issue pulling out of his pit stall as well. So it may have been just some kind of glitch with the server or something. So I wouldn't get too down on yourself for that happening, but you definitely ran a great race out here. And how was the truck kind of like overall throughout the night? Were you feeling like tight or loose, or what would happen on the long runs?
The truck for me couldn't have been a better handling truck. It was exactly how I like it. It starts off, I mean, it wasn't the first 10 or so laps, it was perfect. It wasn't tight, it wasn't loose, it drove great. And once you get around, I don't know, 12 or 15 laps, it would get a little slick on exit, but absolutely nothing that you couldn't manage. And that's just the way I like it. It's as the runs go on and people around you are starting to slip and slide, it comes into like, if you can control your car, the people around you may not be able to, and you can gain positions that way. And that's just the way I like to run races. But I mean, everybody out there tonight ran great, so that wasn't necessarily the case for me, but I just had a blast. It was so much fun running with those guys.
Yeah, it was a fun race to watch. There was a lot of action all throughout, and we did have quite a few cautions. So how did kind of the break in the racing, how did that kind of affect the flow of the race for you? Did it just kind of make it more difficult to gain spots?
I wouldn't say it made it more difficult. I've never really been a long run guy. I'm never fast on long runs. I knew that if I could get back up to the front and have a couple short runs like we were having there in the middle, I would be okay. But I'm not sure what those cautions were for. But as they kept coming out, and we'd all pit, I kept coming out in 4th place every time. It was 4th place. Couldn't get out of 4th place. And when you're on the outside, you get a good run through the first turn and can maybe get by or maybe fully clear the 5th place car to the inside of you, and then you dive down to try and take the inside, and the people on the outside get good runs. It was such a battle out there tonight. I really don't think I've ever had to drive harder ever in an iRacing race, just trying to pass cars. But it was just a blast. I just had so much fun though.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. We saw some other leagues run races here in trucks over the past few weeks, and it's been great racing. I think whatever they've done to the new iRacing package has really helped a lot with these trucks and made it more competitive and just more enjoyable. But yeah, just a great run from you in general. Top 3 after leading so many laps. It's a good way to start the season. You and Seth both ran very well last week at Daytona, but got caught up in some incidents, and I think you still ended up with the top 5. So you're looking like you're in pretty good shape for points, at this point in the season. So hopefully you can kind of carry on the momentum and earn a few wins before we get to the chase. But before we let you go and celebrate this top 3, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just a shout out to you guys for putting this race on, and shout out to Paul and all the admins for what they do to make this league so great, and shout out to Capital Auto and Truck Services for sponsoring the race.
All right, man. Well, it's good talking with you. Great run tonight, and hopefully we'll see you in the top 3 again next week.
Thank you.
All right, man. See ya. All right, so that was our second and third place finishers. Again, Lupe Gonzalez came home the winner tonight, and unfortunately we're not able to get an interview with him. But Lupe had a great run tonight. He grabbed the lead basically with, 75 to go. He led almost the entire time after that. Seth Hatchell did lead a few laps after staying out through the pit cycle, but Lupe started 5th and led 70 laps and came home the winner here tonight. Before we go to the results, any last thoughts from you, Wingnut?
It's been a glorious race, man.
All right. So let's get the results up here, and we can just kind of walk through these. I'll do the top 10. You do the...
I don't have them.
Oh, you don't have them. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I'll run through them all then. So coming home your winner here tonight, Lupe Gonzalez. Great run by him. Jay Felton, so close, but not close enough, comes home 2nd. Ryan Gemmel, after running strong, comes home 3rd. Timothy Lewis moves his way up into 4th by the end. Tyler Pluff comes home 5th. Tom Clayton 6th. Jeff Sharp 7th. Seth Hatchell 8th. Ron Hollifield 9th. And Chad Heath rounds out the top 10. So let's go to the next 10. Brent Bridgers comes home 11th. Timothy Zayas 12th. David Neitzel comes home 13th. Jason Anderson 14th. David Gainforth 15th. Rick Christensen 16th, Jeff Glockner 17th, Larry Holloway 18th, Jeremy Watkins 19th, and Adam Jones 20th. And I'm not sure it's going to let me go past that, but we'll bring the ticker back up here so that you guys can see the last 10. 21st was Jason McConnell, 22nd Kurt Davidson, Wesley Gant 23rd, Andrew Melvin 24th, Mike Eames 25th, Mike Grandy 26th, Shane Papala 27th, Brad Speidel 28th, and Charles Idell rounds out the field in 29th place. So we had a big field here tonight. Really good to see so many cars participating in the SOMO Truck Series this year. And again, our race tonight was brought to you by Capital Auto Repair and Service. So we want to thank them for coming on board and sponsoring this series. And so we're all set here. Lupe Gonzalez, again, your winner tonight. We're going to be back next week at Las Vegas, same time, 9:25 here, Wednesday night next week. So we'll see if either of these 2 winners can repeat and get another win this early in the season, or if we get a new winner next week as we go to another 1.5 mile track. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. And Wingnut, thanks for helping out in the booth here. I really appreciate it.
It's always fun, mate. We're all good.
Cool. So once again, thanks to Capital Auto Repair and Service for sponsoring the series, and we will catch you guys next time.
Peace.